Welcome to Tales from the Tap. My name is Frankie, and this is my co-host,
Stan the Man.
We're excited to talk to you about really a plethora of things that are happening in Magic right now.
There's a lot going on.
There's so much going on. But before we do, Stan, I heard some really nice guy got you WPN again.
Oh, yeah. I have a buddy. Whoa. He hooks it up. Actually, you guys don't even know that I lost my WPN because it was so fast. And we also, I think I'm recording this 2 weeks late. One week late?
It was supposed to be
like
last,
a week and a half.
It was supposed to be last week.
Yeah, we were supposed to have an episode for you guys last week. Sorry about being late. We've both been terribly busy, and it just did not work out for us.
No, not in the cards.
But we, we managed to get some time together finally. Frank came out for Pioneer. And yeah, I guess I'll just tell you guys the drama since might as well. I can vent about WotC being annoying, but
worst.
They effectively cut my store out of WPN program for like a week. And that was because apparently we didn't have a sign up, which we paid like $8,000 or something. $6,800, including install.
Yeah.
Wow, that's a good deal. So hit up Frank if you need a sign. But like I know there's Tony with LC sign, but like Frank, his company, great work, great prices. Manufactured in NA, save on them tariffs. But I paid them like $7,000, and I'm like, I have a sign up. Here's the invoice. Here's the proof. They're gonna put this really nice light up sign up.
Here's the install date.
Install date. This is what you need for WPN Premium, not even like regular WPN. On the phone, the person made it seem like window decals wouldn't work, but then I looked at like every other store, and I'm like, dude, none of these stores have a fucking sign. No offense to other stores, but like they are like getting by with. Some stores are premium, and I'm like, how the fuck are you premium? Your store looks like not good. I'm trying not to curse as much on the podcast. We're gonna get monetized. Swear to God.
I was like, since when? Monetization.
Swear to God, it's gonna happen. Maybe one day. Maybe one day we'll get our 10 pennies. But anyways, so I was like, you know what? Let me just read through this WPN contract, and Todd helped me out, and we looked through it, ChatGPT'd some stuff, and we're like, dude, window decals should be fine. So we asked them, and they were like, yeah, that's fine, just so you know. You didn't say that the first time, but okay. And also, we already have like a window thing that hangs up with our freaking logo on it. So they were like, that's not good enough.
Yeah.
And so that even more made it seem like window decals wouldn't work. Needless to say, we got confirmation. If we got window decals up, they'd put us back in. So I had to run a whole week of like events manually, like paper, pen, rolling dice, running the events for Magic manually. I didn't want to use Melee or anything because like I didn't want the players to have to use a third-party software and then like make them do all their sign up. I was like, I'll just tank the pain. Melee does suck. Sorry, Melee. It is what it is. You guys have great customer support though. Software, if you need advice, hit me up, man, because like there's just way too many fucking buttons. Card.io is smoking, you guys. And kind of Spice Rack too, which is kind of sad.
Because they're new.
They're pretty new, yeah. But Frank's company, through the grace of God, and Frank and his homie who owns the company or whatever, they were super cool. Like, oh yeah, you have your vectors. We can get you the window decals, and they're really nice and big. Actually, if you come to the store now, they're up already. Beautiful, look great on the windows. Like we can get you 2 of them in a week, and they did. Literally less than a week. Boom, it's up.
Yeah, I was gonna say 1 week.
1 week turnaround. I would consider it 6 days because it was Tuesday to Tuesday, and boom. And as soon as they were up, record the video, send it to WotC. Hey, we're good. This doesn't affect our pre-release numbers. Like, are we good? They're like, you're good. To be fair, the person I was working with was pretty reasonable. They were very fast and responsive to emails, and like were instantly responding. They were just, for whatever reason, so nitpicky about everything. And I was just like, and one of the things that irked me was we were being super reasonable. And to be fair, I was like a little bit more like passive with my email writing, where Todd kind of went a little bit more aggressive, I would say. And I didn't think it was bad, but I could see why somebody perceived it as aggressive. But he said something along the lines of like, hey, we're just trying to see if there's any way you can help us out here. We've been serving your community, like our local community and like the Magic community, for like 7 years. And they were like, in the response, it was like, it doesn't matter how long you've been serving the community. It's like, to me, it's like, what?
Yeah, that response was crazy.
That's crazy. That's
a take.
It's just like, to me, it's like a ridiculous statement because, first of all, if you're in any other industry, right, and you have like a 7-figure client, because like we spend $500,000 on Magic a year, right? So in 2 years, we're $1 million client. And that's without the growth. We're growing.
Right.
So in a couple of years, it might be $1 million per year. And you tell that client, you're like, oh, yeah, it doesn't matter how long you've been doing this or how long we've been partnered. Like any other industry, like that's like a wrap it up. You're fired, chief. You have no idea what you're doing here. And like those relationships are some of the most important thing. Not to mention especially without a judge program and how many nightmare situations they've had with stores that have gotten like judges that, not to bring this up, but it is true. Like Pokemon makes me do background checks. Magic does not. So like there have been so many stores where like store owner, just this year alone, like I think more than one store closed because of cheese pizza on somebody's computer. You know what I mean? Or like there was a judge in, I want to say McHenry or somewhere like 10 years ago, quantum riddlering with some underage people. And it's like, okay, so you guys want background check, you want to do this, you want to do a judge program. And it also doesn't matter to you guys how long your partners are involved with your local communities, because we serve literally thousands of Magic players, and that's just Magic. That doesn't include my Pokemon, nothing.
Nope.
Thousands of Magic players locally. You know what I mean?
That's a take.
It's so crazy to me. I was like, no worries, we'll figure it out. And so like, I don't know, it just blew my mind. I was so taken aback. And they're going to see this and be like, fuck them, cut them out. But yeah, I don't know. It makes me even more apprehensive to want to try to run for like premium, because like premium, they're even more like trying to grab you by the balls and have more control of your store. And
yeah,
I'm just like, you know what, man? I just want to serve my community. I don't need all this extra premium stuff. The Chandra statue is nice. 2-slot RCQs would be really cool.
That would be sweet.
But if I have to jump through crazy hoops of fire for it, I don't know if it's worth it.
Yeah, right.
Especially considering how much better Pokemon is, and presumably soon Riftbound when it comes to like the OP programs. Yeah, I don't know, man. Sometimes I'm just like so taken aback.
I'm super excited.
Regardless, though, Frank saved my ass, and we're back.
We're back.
So
baby.
yeah,
just like Tales from the Tap.
Yeah. So like I said, cannot stress enough. Great company to work with. Unironically, Frank hooked it up. If you need stuff, hit him up. We can give you info in Discord. We try not to post.
Yeah, and you've got an email.
Exactly.
Email the
podcast
too.
Yeah, I just try not to do that kind of stuff on YouTube. It feels illegal to talk about. We're not sponsored or anything.
I'm sorry, but do you have a promotion?
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
Hashtag not sponsored.
Not sponsored.
Also not an ad. I'm just basically telling you the truth.
Not sponsored. Still.
That stuff, great. My really smart friend said that stuff's the devil.
I'm going to rope.
Anyways, yeah, so that was that story. You wanted to talk about RC Houston really quick? I know that you guys had a good time down there.
It was, yeah. So it was really great. Went down. Won. Modern's awesome. The meta breakdown was like, I think the most healthy I've seen of like any RC in a long time. Where like the most played deck was at like 16 or 17% or something like that.
Oh, for the Metashare?
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's with like decks kind of like switching first place too. Because like Modern's been just like, well, Modern's always done this. People keep saying like, it's never been more diverse. It's like not true. Modern has always been like this. There have been like consistently Modern metagames where like 20 decks are viable.
Yeah.
It just happens to be.
Unless it's Nadu.
Yeah, Nadu definitely ruined that. I would say when Modern was in a good spot, there were consistently multiple playable decks.
Yeah.
We just had like a string there between 2023 and 2024 where they have an identity crisis sometimes for sure, which they definitely have right now with Commander and Standard. But
speaking of that, tonight, like one of our guys ripped a promo pack Omnath, I was like, oh man, what is Omnath worth nowadays?
Like $1.
$3?
Yeah. Well, that's because nobody's playing Pioneer.
King.
If Pioneer was a format, it'd be $15 for sure.
My king has fallen.
And honestly, Omnath's not that bad in Modern. It's just that like there's all the cards that were good with him are pretty much banned. I think if they gave us back Fury, Omnath could be playable again, at least tier 2. But and I honestly, I'm on not to get into Modern deep talks because I want to talk about it more later, but give us back the elementals.
Yeah, I think some of them would be good. I do think that.
Oh, I just don't want to get into it now because we have the whole Modern segment later.
Oh, sure. The other things about the RC that were sweet. I mean, I got blasted. I got absolutely blasted. I 0-3 dropped and then did other events. But it's one of those things where, like, I don't know. This is so much better than, like, when I first started trying to do competitive Magic because I would get terribly, wildly upset.
Oh, sure.
For losing.
Yeah, you were so chill. You were like, I dropped. I'm going to go play side events. And then you had some fun in side events.
Yeah, well,
but didn't you like 3-1 or 4-1 a side event or something like that?
I 2-1 a side event. I think like it was a Reese Q, so single elimination.
Sure.
But
are those ones you have to 5-0?
Yes.
Yeah. I like the Reese Qs.
You have to 5-0.
Also, they updated Reese Qs, by the way. They're much better now because
so
you can use
much
them.
Better.
You can use Reese Qs now, not for that same event, but for future events now.
Yeah.
So much better.
The only thing that's going to suck about that is that means that like every single person who's playing in the event is going to practice. So like they're already hard. I think that they just got harder.
Yeah, they definitely got harder, but they got the value went up.
Oh yeah,
so
value went way up.
That is always kind of like something that I think Magic kind of struggles with event-wise, making the value of these events super high.
Yeah.
Like one of the things I really like about Riftbound, and we'll see how their organized play looks like, but they kind of have a system that resembles the DCI for that game that's coming up, where like your local play matters. You get points for locals, you get points for whatever, and that can help you qualify for events. But also they have what's called summoner skirmishes. You and I play League of Legends, so we know all this weird terminology that they're just using. Like every game has to be like, our version of it's called the Disney Lorcana Championship. It's a DLC. Like, okay, whatever, man.
Yeah, whatever, man.
Yeah, it's cute, whatever. But the summoner skirmishes are basically what Magic would call the RCQ.
Okay.
Because we get them once a month, and they have like promos for top 32, etc. And I think they're going to be very popular for that game because you can earn a buy. So in the Summoner Skirmishes for Riftbound, first place gets a buy for, I believe it's their regional qualifiers. So the regional qualifiers they have are like open. So like what our Grand Prix system kind of looks like.
Sure. And
then the regional itself, I think, is invite only. But yeah, so if you play enough, and then you get good, you can go to a summoner skirmish once a month, and there'll presumably be a bunch in your area if you have a lot of game stores. Like I actually hit up Norm. I was like, "Hey Norm, today's the last day to sign up, and you haven't signed up yet." Somebody in Discord was like, somebody should tell Nerd Rage." I was like, "I'll just DM Norm." And then he got home from like taking his photos, NCAA photos or whatever, and he's like, "I posted mine. We'll see what happens." I was like, "Good luck, bro." But I expect those to be way more popular than RCQs because earning a buy is like kind of cool. It's I can't stress enough how much impact the buy has. Like back in the day when you could earn Planeswalker points and get like gold or platinum pro level and skip 1 or 2 rounds in these events. I think the top level players could skip 3 rounds. But skipping those first 2 rounds or even just round 1, the amount of jank that is in those first rounds that just like can crush you is so it's like okay, so like for like just Modern alone, Modern is like a 20 deck format right now. We'll get into it later. If you show up to a 20 deck format where like 6 decks are arguably tier 1, that means that there's like 30 tier 3 decks. You know what I mean? So if you're Amulet Titan, you can't prep for every deck and then be like, oh, Mill, here's my sideboard plan for Mill.
Well, that's so funny that you say that because Jose, who was at the RC, who's going to be my teammate for Energy this weekend, and is
shout out to Jose
in the Patreon. He
was here. He top forward my RCQ this past weekend.
Yeah, so he played Affinity and did really well at the RC.
Yes,
good for him. His round
good deck choice too.
His round 2 opponent was Mill.
Yeah, exactly. And you can't control that. Did he lose?
No, he won.
Okay, that's good.
But it was like
it's a scary matchup for them because of Tasha's.
Right.
Well, I guess not as much anymore with Kappa.
Yeah, but, I think he turned one Kappa in one of the games. Sure. So like,
yeah, it helps that they have cards like Kappa now because that's how you beat Mill. Honestly, is just having a couple expensive cards.
Yeah.
Because I remember when Hammer Time was super popular, Mill was a almost tier 1 deck because of Luris.
Right.
When Luris was legal, Mill was all aggressively like on the border of tier 1 and 2. Like on a good day, it was tier 1, and on a rough day, it was not a bad tier 2 deck because you're like Tasha. I played a Moto League with Tasha's and 45 card a Hammer Cry. I was like, I'm dead on board. Tasha's. Oh, I win. Tasha City's Laughter for those that don't know. It's like Mill based on mana value. You have to hit 20, and at the time, the mana value of the whole deck was 20, I think.
Well, and it's Exile, so Loris got hit even worse because you couldn't reanimate any of those.
Yes, big time. But yeah, so like you can't prep for all these matchups, especially like when it's like unwinnable, like Amulet Titan versus Mill. Mill is a really hard matchup for them, so you just sometimes you just concede, and the reason why is because they have so many like hate cards main board for you, so like why, but it's like also like 0.1% of the meta.
Yeah.
So like why would you even prep?
No, you shouldn't.
You shouldn't. But
I think it's good to skip rounds 1 as well for the mental, because if I could start an hour later, that means I'm not getting
you
up
have more energy.
At yes. I'm sleeping an extra hour.
Yeah.
Which
although
is
sometimes they make you check in, so you don't get that extra sleep.
Dumb.
But I agree. But yeah, so like it's kind of a boon to like skip getting the risk of pairing against a lot of these decks that are like, let's be real, they're not all going to make it out of those first 3 rounds. By the time you get to round 4, typically at these events, you're pretty much only seeing meta decks or really powerful planeswalkers. And so like you might run into like Kamari, for example, who, although I think the deck choice was great and will be higher in the meta soon, it's like less than 1% of the meta right now. As of today, Simic Birthing Ritual. He got top 32, I believe, and now he qualified for the Pro Tour, playing the Simic deck. And so a lot of people might have been like, oh, of course he's playing this random deck that I never heard of. But it's like, well, if one of you haven't heard of it, you don't belong there. It's very strong. It's been out for a while, and it's only getting better. Now they got Oculus as their best friend. It really fundamentally abuses Birthing Ritual, which I think is a very powerful card that people have been sleeping on. I'll get into that more later. But that allowed him to like skyrocket through the matches. Like when you see him in round 7, that's not, oh, this deck is an anomaly. The player is the anomaly. That's like the, oh, this guy's power level is so high.
Well, and I love Kamari's energy because he, like some people were slamming him on Twitter, being like, this deck sucks. I would have crushed it or whatever. And he like responded, well, it's a good thing you didn't play me. And I was like,
well, people saying that have no idea. I've been hanging out in a lot of Discord calls with the homies because Discord's just been popping lately. Shout out to our Discord.
Yeah, it's
just always popping. If you want to get some practice in there's a lot of people there that can help you.
Yeah, there's almost constantly someone running a Modern League. Josh
has been spamming my Moto account, ruining my elo, playing Jeskai Blink. And God, Jeskai Blink is such a cool deck. We'll get into that later. But he keeps running into Simic. And the first time I saw it, I was like, oh, bro, you're going to lose. I have to help you. You have no idea what this deck does. It's going to crush you. And I have to like coach him through the game because I'm like, trust me, you don't know what you're doing here. They're going to obliterate you. And like the games that I wasn't helping him, the deck looked unbeatable. Then I was like, this is how you attack it. This is how you pivot. You can beat this matchup with especially with Jeskai.
Yeah, I also really want to play that deck because one, I love Flare Denial.
Yes.
I really want to play that
Flare
card.
Denial is so cool.
But like, I don't want to play Belcher.
Oh,
and that's like one of the only decks that's playing that card.
Yeah, I guess you could play Neoform.
Yeah. Two, I also think that deck specifically, outside of one Oculus and Birthing Rituals, I have the whole deck. I have all of it.
Oh, yeah.
I have 4 Flare.
Well, it's actually a pretty cheap deck because Birthing Ritual is so underrated. I genuinely think that Birthing Ritual is extremely underrated. Samwise is also going to start making an up in the format too because Birthing Ritual is very, very powerful and it's been slept on kind of long, in my opinion. What else that we have to talk about with RC Houston so we can move on to the next yap?
Yeah, I was just finishing with like I just try to keep the attitude. Like I had someone say to me that really shocked me. They scrubbed out of day one and were like, "Oh, I changed my flight. I'm gonna go home so I can actually like enjoy the rest of my weekend." And I was like, "We're here playing cards. Yeah. Like, even though I lost, like I'm with my homies. Like we're getting dinner. Like it's like, well, what? Not having fun."
I feel like if you register for an event and your only purpose to be there is to win and you can't find anything else to enjoy, Magic might not be for you because there's just too much variance. There really is.
Yeah.
Like you could play optimally and still lose.
Oh yeah, I got obliterated by two
especially Modern.
I got two Blink players that like had it, multiple ephemerates, and I was hoping to not run to that deck like a ton.
Yeah, and Goryo's
I know I would.
It's a rough matchup for prowess already. It's statistically it's like 45% or 40.
Right, and so having multiple ephemerates, I was like, blip, blip, blip.
Yeah.
But beyond that, I got to hang out with like the Arizona crew, which is super cool. Reminded me that like Jared's buddy watches MTG Chicago all the time.
Oh, really?
He actually said to me, he's like, "Oh, dude, I know when you're playing because I see your rings and go, oh, that's Frank."
That's awesome.
And I was like, "That's hilarious. I had no idea." And then beyond that, another sweet thing was the Aerith promo.
Yeah.
So if you didn't know,
the promos are so nice.
The Aerith promo, Aerith Gainsborough, worth a ton of money because Final Fantasy people, they're gooning over this card.
Well, Aerith, if you play Final Fantasy, Aerith is kind of goated. I finally played Final Fantasy 7. I haven't beat it, but I really like the character.
Sweet.
She's very cool.
That's awesome. So yeah, I ended up like thinking, oh, I'm going to try and sell this quick. And vendors originally, like if you sold too quickly, they bought it for like $50.
Oh yeah.
And then Strike Zone, one of the vendors that's usually there, was buying them for $250. That was the highest that they were being bought at.
$250 is crazy. What are there, like 2,000 players there?
Yep. He was like 1,500, 1,800, something like that.
But this is the promo for all the RCs, right?
It's this one in Vegas.
Yeah, that's too many.
Too many. Agreed. Too many. So
to pay that much for.
Well, I got the hot tip. Yeah. There were some guys that got their promo and right next to me immediately started listing on eBay. And I have an eBay account and sell regularly. So nice. I also went to eBay immediately. I like do what we do on TCG. I like drop below what I saw other people posting at. And originally it was like $700 or $800. Did not sell for that much because then everyone was selling them. Yeah. Literally everyone. Yes. And so I was lucky enough. I got mine to $347 and sold it.
Nice.
So I beat the Strike Zone price.
Yeah, if you're lucky and you list it instantly, honestly, that's how you get it. Because like there are just some whales when it comes to this kind of when it comes to collecting. There are just some whales that just don't care.
Don't care.
They simply do not. These are the guys that are like playing gotcha games. They're like rank 1. They don't even play the game. They're paying somebody else to play their account. Whale. Like I'm talking like if you think you're a whale and you got money. You are not a Saudi Arabian prince. You just aren't. Like some of these guys spend it because they have too much of it. Like it's crazy. It's kind of crazy how rich some of these people are, really. And honestly, it's good for the economy that they're willing to spend so much of it. So fuck it, whatever. But these guys go crazy. So like the reason why you always see like a product just drops and you always see some crazy high price day one is because you want to be the guy that gets lucky and the guy was like, oh, it's what I want. It's day one. I want to have it now. I want to be the first guy that owned it. You know what I mean? And they just, the number just kind of means nothing to them.
Yeah.
Which is crazy. I can't even imagine. Because like I feel like I'm a pretty empathetic person generally. And I'm the most humble. Probably rank 1 in humble. But
someone's got to tell him.
I'm pretty empathetic generally, but I cannot imagine being in like the shoes of a person that's like Kim Kardashian, for example. She was on like some podcast or day talk show or whatever, and she was like, and for better or for worse, I mean, however you feel about her, she kind of tries to get involved in like activism. Like she was in the first Trump administration, she was like trying to like help people that were imprisoned pretty much on like bullshit and like get them out.
Oh, sure.
And stuff like she's trying to do more stuff for the community. So like that's kind of cool, I think. And on the show she was talking about, she was like, I kind of wish I knew what the price of eggs were and milk. But she's like, I just don't, because I never buy them. She's like, it's just not something that I have ever been involved in, even when I was a kid. I've never gone to the supermarket, just buy groceries. That's just, my meals are made for me, you know? And I'm just like, damn, that's crazy, you know?
That statement is rocking me right now.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, wow.
Right. And it's like, you know.
I'm trying to do a podcast so that I could like maybe eventually someday have a little bit of supplement to help me play this game that we do.
Yeah.
You know what
just
I mean?
like pay for a box.
Yeah, right.
For real, honestly.
Jeez Louise.
I'd be happy if it paid for the editor. But yeah, so that kind of stuff for me, I'm like, dude, I cannot imagine. Like, I don't know how to get to that. Like, I don't think I could. I don't think even if I had that much money, I could be on that level. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because of like just growing up differently. So like with these whale princes that just like want to buy anything, it must be that it's like dollar signs. Where's the products? Where are the, like, these are the guys that go to the store and the menu has no prices. You know what I'm talking about?
And
like
they don't even care. Yeah,
you go like the France, like super fucky, whatever the fuck.
Yeah.
I've never been to France. I don't know. Like the super.
But I know what you're talking about. Yes, there are restaurants where like they are at a level where they just don't list the price.
Right. They're just like, hand me the black card, sir. It's like, okay, whatever. Excuse me. That's going to be me when I'm 50 and I retire and go to Thailand.
That makes me think of, have you ever like looked at the Twitter of this company called Amalfi Jets? Not Twitter, TikTok of Amalfi Jets.
Amalfi Jets.
It's basically,
I don't even know if I'm saying that right.
Yeah, Amalfi Jets. It's a private, like...
you're talking about the guy that sells the jets and he's like showing the room. Like, this is what it feels like when you're on the airplane. This is how tall it is.
Oh, he usually isn't. But yes, he is selling the jets.
Yeah, he has like the screen.
He isn't like, doing that. It's normally like him in his office, like taking calls. And he's taking calls with people who are like, oh, well, I want to go from here to here. Well, okay, it's going to be this. Oh, well, my friend's also going on this other jet. So give me a bigger and better one because I want to be like, you know, screw her. Like, paying crazy amounts of money to fly from like the Amalfi Coast to, you know.
I know what you're talking about now only because I watched a different channel where the guy sells them. He sells people private planes.
Got it.
And like tells them like, you might just want to rent one. Like, he's like, how much money do you have? Oh, you're a millionaire? Okay, well, this is the level you're at. Oh, you're a gazillionaire? Just point. But he's kind of cool because he kind of reminds me of me. He's like, so, well, what do you want? Like, what? I'm going to point you at the thing. You just keep talking. Okay, you don't want this. You want this. Trust me. No, I like that. No, what do you think you're going to get out of this? You're going to get this. I'm like, that's how I am with like magic or like products. Like, what do you want to do? Why? What game? How much product should you keep? What should you be buying? Like starter decks, for example. I never stock them. I'd be like, well, you don't have starter deck? You don't want a starter deck, buddy. You want a commander deck. You want to play casually? Just open a pack. Trust me. You do not want to start. They're dog shit. They're just fucking dog shit. Yeah. They're so bad.
So bad.
You could spend a little bit more, get the starter commander deck. You're ready to play out the box. You can play with anybody at any store. You don't even have to play here. And so like, that's the kind of energy I kind of really mess with because I love connecting the person to the thing that they want. Like, that's so much fun for me. I think that's like one of the privileges of the job I have.
Yeah.
Anyways, not that we got off on such a huge tangent. I guess we can do housekeeping first and then jump into some of the other topics.
Yeah.
Okay, so I guess we'll do housekeeping first since this small talk segment went kind of long. Shout outs as always to our patrons. Patreon is the best way you can support us. It helps us keep the lights on. We've got half the lights on right now, and that's awesome because you guys have been supporting. But no, genuinely, it's been so nice and having so many people support us on Patreon, and we do have like tiers for coaching, etc. But the fact that people are willing to support really means a lot. We only do the show twice a month, so it is a big deal to us. At the top tier, we've got Tap Furiously with Gaia's Cradle. We've got Christian Paz and Josh Dodson, the legend, who has been hijacking my Moto account and crushing. He's doing so well. At the second tier, we've got Kikijiki, Tap and Ruin Your Opponent's Life. I have a lot to say about Kikijiki later, but we'll get that into the modern segment. We've got Mike Paulini, Jose Gonzalez, your teammate, Michael Collin, my boy. He's coming to Pokemon this weekend, and Todd Sylvia, my business partner, and the GOAT. He is a legend. At the next tier, we've got Tapping 2 Blue Mana, you know for what. We've got Christian Olvera, Jared Henry Thompson Munsterman, Joe Asfahani, which, speaking of Joe, I don't know if I told you, but he comes for Star Wars.
Yeah.
He was like, oh, hey, I've started to listen to your show more. You have a nice voice for a car ride. I'm like, what? That is so nice. I am so self-conscious of how I sound on camera. I genuinely think I sound kind of dumb. And maybe I do. But the fact that he said it to me made my whole day.
That is amazing because, okay. Just to give you a little bit of backstory to that. So Joe said that to me first.
Yeah.
At Star Wars.
Really?
Yes. He said, I just love listening to Stan's voice. And I was like, dude, you don't understand that he is really self-conscious about that. So you should tell him.
Wow.
Tell him.
Well, and then he did. He did. I was so happy.
I'm so happy.
Because I'm very self-conscious about how I sound. And I mumble a lot. I stumble over my words. I have like the too much saliva thing. Also, for better or for worse, I mean, if you know me, you know that I'm Mexican. I grew up bilingual. My English and my Spanish really mix. They really do. And people don't ever notice it, but I notice it. And it's embarrassing. But anyways, next, we got MTG Chicago, our buddy Sal. Like, for example, like Chicago. You're always like, Chicago, huh? I'm like, sorry, man. I grew up on Big Sun. MTG Chicago, our buddy Sal, the legend. Trent Glagorovic, our boy. I just missed his Halloween party this past weekend. I feel so bad. And then
you didn't even invite me, so don't feel bad because now I gotta
I'll make sure. He would have invited you. And Sabrina, too. They had dress up. Next time, I'll make sure you can go. Trent's a legend. And then we've got Julian Eisenbraun, our boy. Excuse me. One of my teammates in team events. And Alex Maurer. I definitely butchered that. It's like Maurer. But Alex has been coming to a lot of our draft events. And he's just, he's a cool guy. I love his whole crew. Ever since they started coming. Him, Daniel, Seth, like that whole squad, they're like half of them are like teachers, the other half are like counselors or something. Some of them do other jobs, but like a lot of them, I know just don't happen to work in like schools.
Yeah.
I kind of like those because I get to give them like promos for the kids. And then Ethan Carlson, our boy, he hangs out in Discord all the time with us. I just had a barbecue with him this weekend. At the bottom tier, we've got Tap That Bird and Fly. We got Hector Alvarez, our boy. Man, I haven't seen Hector in a minute. But if you're listening, Hector, I hope you're doing well. And
I wanted to point out that Alex and Ethan are new patrons. So
really?
Thank you.
That does make sense, actually.
Yeah, brand new.
Alex, by the way, is the one I was telling you guys about. If you remember, I was like, there's one Spotify listener, Alex.
It's Alex.
He was the one that was like, hey, you forgot to upload the episode on Spotify last week. I was like, I'll tell Frank. But yeah, and Ethan, damn, thank you guys. Really appreciate it.
Thank you. And I just realized, like, I was thinking about it as you were reading them off. We are almost at double digits on a tier.
Yeah, that is true.
We're at 8 people on Tap 2.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Yeah,
Legends,
thank you so
Patreon,
much.
really genuinely appreciate it.
That's amazing.
And if you want to support the show in any other way, we're always going to be free on YouTube. Like, comment, subscribe. All the comments, all the likes, it generally goes a long way with the algorithm. If you want to tap the bell, we'll be in your feed all the time. I mean, not really all the time because we don't upload that much. But if you tap the bell, it helps. What's that?
300 subscribers.
We just hit 300 subscribers. And also, if you don't know, our buddy Goblin Ringleader, Jack, he posts videos like every day. I did an episode with him talking about a modern deck we're going to get into a little bit later. If you want to see a deck tech on it, I'll try to get the link and post it in the description or give it to Frank. But I did a deck tech with our boy Jack, and it's been a lot of fun. And you just dropped a TikTok with our other friend. If you don't know, our buddy just opened a channel called Bracket Builders. Yeah. If you're into Commander, he's great. Hit up our boy JD. They are doing good stuff in Commander. I think Gabe actually. Oh no, Gabe might not be on the list anymore. Well, anyways, our boy Gabe, he comes in all the time to help me out. He just submitted like a deck like a Commander Cube and was doing that on the show with him. I thought that was pretty cool.
Yeah.
It is pretty cool. He took about all his Commander decks and made it draftable.
That's amazing.
Like, that's pretty sick, actually.
So one of the things that I will just quickly give a shout out to JD and Bracket Builders, because I, for the longest time, like, wanted to, right, I've been playing just casually with Sergio and some people, like playing Commander.
Yeah.
And I had a couple decks, but they felt like, in the new bracket system, they felt like low-powered 3s.
Sure.
And so it was like, I like to make kind of powerful tribal stuff, and I just like wanted to make something better, but didn't want to play CDH.
Yeah, yeah.
And so I was like, there was a
you want to be a 4, but 4 and 5 are indistinguishable because the bracket system doesn't make any sense.
Right. So I was like, look, I want to do a deck that's weird. Like, I want my win con to be like strange. I want people to die and be like, I can't even be mad because I was so cool.
Yes.
And so I wanted to pick an obscure commander, and like everything I saw online, I just hated. I thought it was terrible because
a lot of stuff is so samey.
Yeah,
I get where you're coming from.
It felt like Teamer good cards. Everyone was just playing Teamer good cards with this commander that I liked, and I was like, I want my deck to be more synergistic. I want it to be able to be like, oh, it's got this consistent thing that it does. And so JD, like, I have a buddy who also listens to the podcast who did something similar, and he got me on the right path.
Nice.
And then I was like, hey, JD, can you like help me, because I still feel like it's not synergistic enough.
Nice.
And
I love that kind of stuff.
I love the deck.
Yes.
I freaking love it.
What's your commander now?
It's Barbigamos and Fibblethip.
Oh, nice. Borborygmos.
Yeah, Borborygmos. Sorry.
You're good,
Borborygmos and Fibblethip. So it says...
My commander is Morana. I don't know how to say her name. Sorry. Asmorana.
Oh.
Somebody can do it.
Asmo?
Yeah, Asmo.
Got it. Yeah.
Who was referenced in Alpha, by the way. Very cool.
So, Borborygmos and Fibblethip.
Yeah, very
5
cool.
mana.
Yes.
6/5 enters or attacks.
Yes.
You draw a discard, and then if you can discard as many lands as you want.
Yes.
And shoot damage. So you shoot double damage.
Nice.
So I'm using like Repercussion and Brash Taunter and Stuffy Doll to like rip a bunch of lands, and then like
Blasphemous Act, etc.
Yeah, basically like shoot someone for a ton.
It's just this new commander rule that people keep speculating on might actually upgrade your deck, but Boros Reckoner might be legal in your deck soon, theoretically.
Oh.
I don't know if it got passed or not, but they were talking about making hybrid cards legal in one color.
Sure.
And Boros Reckoner is like another one of those that you want to...
It's red, white.
Yes.
And it can be either.
Red, yeah.
Yeah, red, white.
Yeah, and it's like the same thing. Damage it, you spread it. It's like Blasphemous Act, stuff like that. In Standard, we used to do like Whip of Erebos, so you could go infinite life.
Yeah.
But you had to give it indestructible with Boros Charm. Very, very cool. I love that kind of stuff, honestly. Back in the day, I used to, when I was a CNA, I only worked like 3 days a week, like 14-hour shifts, right? So I had 4 days off. I was playing Commander like every day. I played like Commander every day. And that's how I met Sergio. Sergio and I used to play Commander all the time back in the day before I even met Todd, because I met Sergio first. Man, it's been like over 10 years since we've been friends. It's crazy. But Sergio is also really good at this kind of stuff, like making a deck that's like jank bullshit, but also really like kind of high power, but not broken.
Yep.
Like, I want to do a new segment for you guys since we're talking about Commander, but I'm trying to include one of these per episode. I'm really hoping Sergio will. I'm trying to convince him to record these, but he plays on Spell Table all the time.
Yeah, I saw him in the Discord playing a couple days ago.
Yeah, he always plays because it's hard for him to get out of the house with his weird work schedule to come get together with people. But when he comes out, it's fun. And when he gets on Spell Table, he just always has a funny story. So the one I have for you guys today is hilarious. But Sergio, just like, I just love, because he always has like the energy of like a card gets spoiled, and he'll just DM me. And it's so like, you know like the purple devil emoji? Like it's called imp actually, but it's basically a devil, like a little smiling imp.
Yeah.
And that's the energy. He's like, does this and this work? And then I'll read it and I'll be like, yes or no. And he'll be like, darn, I really wanted to X, Y, and Z. But if it works, he's just like, and then all of a sudden he's like, hey, hands me a deck. And I'm like, okay. It's always a horrific commander deck. And excuse me. Apparently he's been making people rage on Spell Table. I've never played on Spell Table.
Yeah,
but you can like make lobbies apparently, match make, find people. You can be like, oh, I want to play level 4, level 5, whatever. And
he always steps into the level 4 tables.
It's funny because the Spell Table thing is what I used to do with my friends when I was at the nursing home, a night shift. I'd be so bored after I got all my work done. At the nurse's station, I'd put my phone like this and like record my table because the nurse's station had a desk and then like a desk above it.
Yeah.
So I would record like that and then play Magic with my friends at work, and we'd record the games, or like we'd get on like whatever FaceTime was and just like boom, boom, boom.
Yeah.
And this is like a long time ago, so it was like not the norm to do that. Like Curse didn't exist yet. FaceTime, or not FaceTime. FaceTime was a thing, but it was new. And Skype was like the hotness,
so you know? Skype, or what was the other one, like Omegle or something?
Well, Omegle was if you want to meet randoms.
Got it. There was another one that was similar to Skype that me and my friends also used.
We used to use Skype or Curse Voice.
I remember using Curse Voice, but there was another like video one.
Maybe Ventrilo. I think Ventrilo was the only sound.
You keep going.
Well, you go ahead. But yeah, anyways. So doing that was already a thing I could get behind. I was like, oh, that's a really awesome thing. By then I don't have any free time to play Commander anymore, which I really wish I did. I want to play more Commander in general. Well, I just like deck building, brewing. Like I love when I get to deck build and just like jam a deck and try it out.
Yeah.
I wish I had more minions that I could be like, hey, try this. Go, see if it works, you know? I kind of did that with Jack at the RC actually. But thank you, Jack. You're a legend. But anyways, Serge just has some funny, horrific stories of interactions with people, and Serge is a really nice person. So, like, when somebody's crashing out on him, genuinely, they usually are an asshole. It is what it is. But he sent me one story this week that just happened. I was laughing so hard. So, you know Peter Parker, right?
Yeah. Where
he flips and he gives all you guys web sling.
Yes.
So web sling is pretty busted in Commander. You're basically just slinging as big of a creature as you can into play for 3 mana. And the only caveat is they have to be 1 or more colors. So you can't sling Eldrazi. Although Sergio did say, he's like, I'm thinking about adding Painter Servant to sling Eldrazi's in. It's not really that good, but it's funny, you know? And so he has a game where he gets into a pod and the person that started the lobby goes, we want to do 2 versus 2. Are you guys interested? And then Sergio's like, sure. The other guy, the 4th person was like a random. The guy that made the lobby was like, I want to do partners, and then you guys do partners. So they all agreed, and they were like, cool, let's do 2 versus 2. And Sergio ends up basically web slinging in Vorinclex. And he could tell like the whole story with like every single card, but like the important thing is he's web slings into Vorinclex, the original Praetor, where like now their lands on untap, and the guy's just like already starts like, you know, like that card's broken, and so just like, well, it's not a game changer anymore because they just removed a bunch of cards from game changers, which is hilarious, by the way. So now it is bracket 3 or 4, whatever, because they removed it from the game changers.
Yep.
Oh god. They really need to figure their shit out at Commander. But anyway, so Sergio's like, it's not a game changer anymore. I'm sorry. And then he's like, this card should be a game changer for sure. This is so broken. And then the girl that he was partnered with was like, should we just scoop? I think we're dead to that. He's like, no. We can still win. We're going to win. And then Sergio slings in Jin-Gitaxis, which is also the original one.
Right.
So now they have no hands.
No hands either, yeah.
And the guy's just like, boop, like the screen disappears. Apparently this is a thing that happens all the time. You can just like leave the game.
Yep.
And if you're the lobby host, it just, something happened. The lobby crashed. So Sergio sends me pictures all the time. Look, another one. It's basically like it's like when you like screen cap somebody blocked you on Twitter or something after you like own them in an argument. But yeah, so his screen blacks out, but the other 3 people are still there. And they just finished up the game, and Sergio and the girl that was on his team, they were like hitting it off, like chilling, and they were like, she was like, sorry about that, whatever. And Sergio's like, no, don't worry about it. Like, this was so fun playing with you. We should add Discord so we can play more often. And then she goes, I gotta be honest with you guys. The guy that crashed out, well, she didn't say crashed out, but the guy that just crashed out is my husband, and I have to go join his pod now. And so she's like, oh, well, we can exchange info if you want, and then like play again later if you want. And she's like, yeah, we should. And then she got disconnected. I think the husband was not happy with that. But basically, yeah, Sergio just has, and this is like not like a unique scenario. Apparently, people just go on Spell Table and just crash out. Sergio has messaged me like every single day with a new story, and they're all so funny. So I'm gonna start trying to remember them and talk about it in our little Commander segment for you guys. But it's so funny. It's so funny, some of the stories of people crashing out. I'm begging him to record them. I'm like, please just record your games and send me the clips. I will post them. I promise we'll post them on YouTube. If I get the clips, I'll post them.
I'll post it.
It's like, it'll be like crash out of the week or something like that. MTG's greatest crash outs, number 1. Excuse me. But yeah, so as far as like Commander goes, there was this, we just had some updates with Commander. I don't think they did the hybrid pip thing. I could be wrong. But I
mean, I haven't.
They removed some cards from Game Changers. I saw that. I didn't see the whole list of cards that they added or removed, but you can see the list online if you want. We were talking about something in the Discord that I kind of felt pretty strongly about, but not that strongly, because like JD and I like agree on a lot of stuff with Commander, but I feel like we may have differing philosophies on it. I'm actually not sure. I told him, I was like, I'd love to have an episode where I join you on your podcast and talk about just straight Commander, because I used to feel very strongly about Commander like I do with like Modern and stuff.
Yeah.
But then I just stopped playing because I don't have time as a store owner. So I just, not that I stopped caring, but I stopped giving it energy.
Sure.
And WotC dropped like a blog post that was so funny. I saw Dan Bach post it. One of the really more well-known store owners in Wisconsin. And he posted it. I thought it was so funny because basically the Dan Bach posted it and goes, quote, "The problem isn't the cards we design or how we moderate the format by banning things or not banning things or the rules and framework we provide for the pro format. The problem is you, the players." And he always says like, he's not always, Dan Bach's like pretty opinionated as a person. So he's always posting and has like a pretty big following. So the comment sections on his posts kind of go crazy. They're fun reads if you're into Magic, but I not that I don't always agree or disagree with him. I just find the posts interesting, and he usually has pretty reasonable takes that are like more or less grounded. The thing he's referring to though is like this blog post. Basically, at the end of the blog post, they go this is their words. The problem is not.
This is WotC?
WotC, I believe. The problem is not and never has been the legend, but rather the player's mentality. The Magic community has this historical problem rooted in an audience that focused on 1v1 games for 2 decades, or trying to optimize their deck choices as much as possible, while Commander is the format designed to exercise your imagination and creativity. It's just a matter of communicating that to the public. And we were all just like, huh? Like that's like the thing that WotC sent me about like it doesn't matter how long you've been running it. Yeah. It's like I kind of get the energy you're going for, but what you just said is so horrific. It's so crazy because JD eventually in the Discord goes, I know you guys are clowning on this, but I actually kind of agree with what they're saying. They're not saying build shit decks, but they're saying don't put 85 staples and 10 cool cards and expect your deck to not be lame. And I actually really appreciate that because I think JD took their response in good faith, but I don't think their response is in good faith. I think that they're bad at their job and blaming the players.
Yeah.
I think that JD is a good person and interpreted that as politely as possible because I more or less did the same thing. When I read that, I was like, I understand what I think you're trying to say, which is what he said. Like, yeah, Commander was always meant to be fun, but the players are so far ahead of you guys on this already because they just ignore whatever you guys are saying and they just show up to the store and they just play Commander and they just do whatever they want already.
Yeah.
They've always been like, I don't think a single player has ever asked me if a card was banned in my fucking life. In my life, bro. Not just 7 years of owning a store, 7.5. ever in Commander, not like Modern. If they don't ask me in Modern, they're cheating.
I so badly wanted to play Prophet of Crufix.
Yeah.
Banned in Commander.
Yeah, exactly. And it's banned for such a dumb reason, because back when it got banned, a lot of people were playing it. Yeah, it was very popular, but it was never really that broken. I guess I'll just get into it, but I responded to JD and I was like, I'm not really clowning the idea of the try to have fun. I agree with how Dan Bach posted it. It's like, the problem isn't us, it's you, you know? What JD is saying they're saying, I agree with. I think they do think that fundamentally. But we've already known this as a player base for like 15 years, maybe longer. The real thing holding back Commander, genuinely, in my opinion, has always been Shelton. It was like his game, basically.
Sure. And
for better or for worse, they just wouldn't change stuff because of how he wanted to run it. Like, I remember Dan Bach posts even like 10 years ago. Like, why is this card banned and not this card? Well, the world will never know. Why is why is Sol Ring legal, but my Mana Crypt is not? It's the same fucking card, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But yeah, so like, I basically was like, CDH could be, because like somebody ended up being like, CDH isn't a real format, it never will be. I was like, no, it could be. It's just they have an identity crisis as a company. They don't really know what to do with the format and how. And the problem is they feel like they're starting from the ground up, but they don't have to. Like, the players have already just been playing Commander for 20 years, you know? Like, we're already leagues ahead of where they are mentally, and they're just trying to they're just trying to reinvent the wheel, it feels like to me. Oh, this bracket system, which for better or for worse, like, that was like not the worst idea.
No.
The game changers, not the worst idea, but they're like all over the place. They're like, 5 is CEDH, but 5 and 4 are literally indistinguishable. And you can't convince me otherwise. People try. I've had more than one person try to go like, well, 4, it's like, it's the spirit of how you build the deck. 4 is like, all the cards are good, but you shouldn't build it to be broken. It's like, what the fuck does that mean? You know what I mean? Like, 5 is you're trying to win. 4 is you're not trying to win. Well, then what am I doing? What game are we playing? Like, casual competitive just doesn't exist. It just doesn't.
Yeah,
that's 100%. Like a point that, like, specifically in the sense I'm talking about him, that Dan Bach has always kind of hammered, that I agree with for sure. It's like, you're not casual or competitive. People don't show up to the kitchen table at home and go, I'm here to not win. You know what I mean? Nobody fucking does that. Who do they think they're catering to?
Right, because even the people that build the like really cute decks, like the thing that they're trying to do with their really I was just trying to play dogs.
Yes. But you want to do
win
stuff. Yes.
with your cute deck.
Or like, at least do something.
Yes. Do something cool or win with the thing you're trying to do.
Right. Even when I'm playing like a cheeks, like when I'm brewing like a tier 2 standard deck, like Boros Equipment's like last rotation, and I'm playing like Nahiri and like Lava Spur Boots, and I'm really trying to make it work, I'm doing that to see if I can win. I'm not being like, I just want to play Boros Equipment. If I did that, I just fucking play at the shop.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like,
yes.
So like, that's kind of where I think the disconnect is for them as like a company. I don't think they understand. Like, you cannot separate them. You are either a format and people want to play to win, which is how you should play anyway. Like, don't get me wrong. There are some truly elevated bodhisattva level, you know, I have reached nirvana, like me, the most humble. I don't care if I win. So when I play a commander deck, I'm just going to show up with whatever and kill me first. I generally don't care. But I think the average player, especially the kitchen table Magic player, like you said, you play to attempt to win. And whether or not you can win or if you're a sore loser, I don't think it has anything to do with it.
Nothing to do with it.
It's just about trying to make something casual. It's like trying to turn it into a board game. Well, even in a board game, motherfucker, I'm trying to kill you. Unless we're playing Pandemic and then we're a team.
Right.
And then we're trying to team up against the virus. You don't play Pandemic and be like, man, we should let the virus.
I really hope the virus
should kill us this time. Because it always loses.
Right. Yeah. You know, I also think like Wizards' response to me is like just the epitome of like what corporate America is. They're like, look, I am working so hard on the fact that they don't really put any resources into trying to keep the game healthy. So you're just crying. Like that's literally what Wizards is doing.
Honestly, a lot of it feels like we don't want to do our jobs, or we don't want to put money into it, or we don't want to hire the people that can do it, or there's like some gatekeepers at the top that are like at the position that don't want to let new ideas in, you know?
Right. Because they don't like, right. Father Hasbro cares about K-pop Demon Hunter new secret land.
Hold on a second.
That's gonna sell
Hold
them.
on a second, buddy. We wanted that.
I know that
we wanted that.
I don't think that that's wrong, but they care about making that money, not making format better.
Right,
Make format better. Don't make money.
100%. It's the same thing with like the Avatar decks. They were so they didn't want to make commander decks, and then they spoil Aang, which we'll get into later. And Aang is a fucking commander. It's like the most beautiful commander card I've ever seen, and I'm like.
Oh, the new one that came out today?
Yeah. I'm like, why is this not a commander precon? It doesn't have to be locked out of standard.
They hate you.
It honestly feels like they do. Well, it did this one when it comes out of the program. But yeah, so.
Yeah, and even along the hate thing too, like, I don't know, this wasn't on here, but I meant to ask you like how you actually feel about it, and maybe you'll disagree from a restore's perspective. I don't know. Is it surprising to you that Spider-Man is doing, like, we generally 2 months ago in the Discord were like, we think Spider-Man could outsell Final Fantasy. That is
who said that? I never said that.
Sal said that.
No, I remember you saying Sal said that, and I immediately being like, that's impossible.
And I went, I could see it.
No, it doesn't have enough product.
Regardless.
I knew from the day one it wasn't going to outsell Final Fantasy. We talked about this on the podcast.
Okay, regardless, it's the part that's shocking to me is not that it did not sell Final Fantasy. It's shocking to me that it's so bad.
Well, I don't know if it's so bad because it's doing pretty well for me. But it's definitely no Final Fantasy. But I didn't expect it to outsell Final Fantasy at all. So I don't know who these people are besides Sal, who I love you, Sal, but that was not a good take. And I disagree with it fundamentally immediately. So I don't know who was in Discord agreeing with Sal on that point, but I knew from inception it was not going to be close.
I said maybe.
Oh,
so
well,
bad take on me too.
It was a bad take.
But
because Final Fantasy is the best of all time, not close. Like Lord of the Rings was amazing, and Final Fantasy dumpstered it. Dumpstered it.
Yeah.
There was no chance. And now the opposite spectrum would be, well, did it do poorly? I don't think it did poorly because the boxes are still selling for a reasonable price. I think people have a negative perception of it. Some people. I like the set. And I get a lot of people coming in all the time that are like, I don't know why people don't like the set. A ton of casual players come in all the time like, I don't know why people don't like the set, but I'm glad I could buy the packs. What I will say about Spider-Man is, one, it could have performed better. It didn't get the love it deserved. Its limited format sucks, which is really holding it back. It does suck. It's unfortunate because I think the cards are cool, but the limited format just sucks. The pick 2 draft thing is fucking stupid.
Terrible.
It's just terrible. They did, in my opinion, they did okay. I would give them like a B- C+, only because they were going to drop this set as like a small box Assassin's Creed style.
Right.
Which would have been freaking terrible.
Horrible.
And they delayed it, pushed it past like after Final Fantasy. I think it was supposed to come out first, just to spice it up, add more cards, do what they could do, even against probably the wishes of Mickey Mouse. And for better or for worse, the set has decent cards. It's just a lot of the qualms with Spider-Man are going to be, it's Universes Beyond, I don't like it. Oh, it didn't do as good as Final Fantasy. This set sucks. And then the genuinely good complaint is that the limited format is ass. But the first two, I think, are just people being boomers.
Well, I think the other thing that I don't know if people are talking about specifically, but I think that this is the first time that there's also a genuine dislike around this whole Omen Pats thing. Because I think that there's a disconnect between some of the player base. Like, there is a good chunk of people that play Magic just on the computer.
Yes.
They aren't using Spider-Man cards.
Correct.
They are using these.
My favorite meme right now is when somebody wins Omen Path packs. I respond on Discord and I just go, "What pack? What set is that?" Because I don't have Arena. But yeah, I agree. And there's another point that we could talk about, I suppose, which there was like some drama lately. WotC does like the surveys, and they do them every month. So I don't know why people are so surprised, but they send me a survey.
Yes.
They send me a survey every fucking day.
And I started that survey, the one that you're talking about, and stopped doing it because it was so freaking long.
It's just long, yeah.
It was like it would take you like 45 minutes to do the survey, and I was like, I
only do those for RuneScape because I know that they help them, and that's why they ask for them. But they are so long, and the last one I did was for RuneScape, and it took me 20 minutes. And I felt it felt like homework, but I was like, you know what? I love RuneScape. I want this company to do well. I want them to push the game in a good direction. I'll do it. But with Magic, I know what the survey is going to say. Buy more, buy. It's all Hasbro. So like, it doesn't matter to me. They're going to do whatever they want anyway.
True.
It's going to be all sell, push, shill product. If they want my opinion, you had it right here. It's right here. Or call me.
It's right
or
here.
You can call me. You have my phone number. They literally do. But honestly, though, I think I could make a difference at WotC if I worked there. Just saying.
We said that a lot.
I say that a lot. That's because I'm very humble. But anyways, JD and I were talking about something else. We've been talking a lot about Magic lately. I love it. And I recommend his content. Check him out. We don't always agree on everything, but JD is a good dude and he has good opinions.
True.
But he and I were talking about the article because he messaged me like, "Hey, did you hear about the drama?" And I actually was on WotC's side of it because he was saying like how all these content creators are mad and everybody's like freaking out on Twitter because of the survey that they posted out, where the question was something along the lines of, it was like, tell us the content creators that you like or watch or whatever. And then afterwards it was like, did any of the negative portrayals of the content creators you watch affect your how you perceived Spider-Man as a set or whatever? So I believe that was the question.
Yep.
Something along those lines. And JD was telling me it's kind of funny because some people were taking it as like, give us the names first, now snitch on them. And I'm like, that is a way to perceive that, I suppose. But I was kind of fully on WotC's side. I was like, these are very generic, normal survey questions that any company would ask just to see how they're doing across the board. If they're asking you, that's because they care. I mean, these companies don't buy your data for no reason. They literally go to Google or anywhere you click because you click on everything and you get hacked all the time, or phished or whatever.
Those cookies
because
settings.
you're such a boomer. Yes, I'm talking to you. You clicked on the link. Yes, you did. You clicked on the OnlyFans thing. You thought it was free Pornhub week or whatever. You clicked on whatever.
This is the reason why I have to at work get like an IT don't click on phishing thing like every month and a half.
Yes,
it's because of you.
Every single time. And I don't blame you, man. I'm right there with you. I don't know shit about computers. I don't know how they work, but I just be clicking. Anyways. These companies will go out of their way to be like, Google, whatever, your ISP, what do my customers like? What do they want? The survey absolutely means something to them. They want to know about you and your wants and desires. Did you like Spider-Man? No, we're never going to do that again. Basically, it's like that's all it is. Do you respect these content creators? Does their perception of our game impact you? Okay, well, we got to start looking at what these guys' opinions are so we can figure our game out, or whether or not we agree with them. That's all it is. Like, one of the streamers I watch, there are video games companies that will like change their product sometimes to meet like the big streamers' like opinion after something catastrophic happens, you know? And it's like, dang, like they're not paying attention, you know what I mean? So like, I just thought it was so interesting because JD and I pretty much agreed that a lot of people were just crashing out over nothing. And one of the things I don't like is access journalism. Like, I'll never change my opinion because Magic's like, oh, I'm going to give you a spoiler card, but you can't say nothing bad. Oh, well, if you're going to control my speech, then don't give me the spoiler card.
True.
You know, because like, I want to have my opinion. That's the whole point. I'm not doing this for money, clearly.
Well, and I actually do a lot of. I mean, you've been seeing. I've been posting more shorts.
Yeah, I love them. I actually really been enjoying your shorts.
And one of a couple shorts was like me responding to like what some of the crashing out has been on the internet.
Yes,
because I do think that like. If you think
I actually like those a lot, where people are crashing out. What you should do is screenshot some of the Twitter posts and put them in the video as your background.
Oh, for sure.
And it's like people have been crashing out over because then somebody in the comments is like, "Who's saying this?" It's like, boom, Twitter handle.
So, like specifically, like one of the easiest ones to pick on, especially because of his thumbnails, is like the professor.
Sure.
And over Spider-Man. All of them were crash outs about being, and like the stuff that gets me is being like, I can't believe the Wizards is doing this. And I'm like, when are we going to figure out that they want to make money? I'm surprised you're surprised.
Yeah.
How dumb can you be?
Yeah.
Like,
I don't know.
I get it. There are some content creators that are just trying to get the clickbait. That's why they're crashing out. Some of it is some of it is an act. However, I do think that I have seen a lot of content creators that like genuinely are upset, and it seems like they are genuinely surprised. And the genuine surprise is like, do we look at the history of Magic at all? At all?
Yeah.
Even a little bit.
Yeah, it's hard for me to watch The Professor because I've been watching that guy since he like started making videos because I'm terminally addicted to YouTube, and I'm just like, bro, you've been a whiner since day one, man. Like, come on, stop doing this. Some of them, some of the opinions I can get behind. Like, this product is too expensive. Well, it's a luxury hobby. So yeah, all the products for Magic are too expensive. If like we're gonna talk about price per how important the game is, it's a game. Any dollar you spend on it is more than you should, theoretically. That's how I just feel about it personally because I came up extremely poor. So anytime I wanted like a video game or something,
birthdays.
I got really lucky that I was able to do that. Not everybody can be like, oh, birthday, I can get this. You know, that's a privilege. I'll be honest, and I had that because when my dad left the picture as a kid, my aunt and my grandmother, God bless her soul, she's not with us anymore, but very Catholic too. We actually, I went to my first Catholic service ever when she passed away. So I know that you're Catholic, so it's a shout out for you.
I'm not Catholic.
Oh shit! I thought you were like gay.
Catholic.
You're non-denominational. My bad.
Correct.
But
good.
My grandma and my aunt are very Catholic, and they're all into like that. And I'm with it. I think everybody should be some type of spiritual, whatever it is. It doesn't have to be Christianity, but I think you even if you're atheist, I think you neglect yourself to not meditate or some form of spiritual like self-awareness, self-ownness, you know. And so my grandma and my aunt would buy me stuff on my birthday once a year because they felt bad that my dad was like their brother / son, and so they would feel bad. But otherwise, I would like never bother my mom for stuff because I knew she was going through it. And so I was like, I don't know why, but I would be like, I don't know how, rather, because I'm honestly kind of not that maybe I am situationally aware, but I wouldn't have considered myself that as a child. I did so many stupid things as a kid. The fact that I had like the situational awareness, because my mom told me, she was like, you asked me to stop buying you stuff as a kid. And I was like,
I wish I was.
And I was like, that's a repressed memory for me because I don't remember doing that. But I did. I never asked her for anything.
I really wish that I was that self-aware because my mom also was going through it. And there were like 2 years of high school where she was unemployed and we were on food stamps. And like I got some grant that like paid for my schooling.
Yeah.
But like I know my mom. And like she probably stretched herself thinner because she wanted me to have what she like couldn't afford.
Yeah. You want to give your kids what you can.
Yeah. And so like she would give me
hard.
gifts that like I shouldn't have gotten and probably like, you know, had some credit card debt. And like I know my mom, I remember my mom told me this a few years ago that like she doesn't really have much of a retirement because while we're unemployed, she drained whatever retirement she did so she could keep us going. Yeah. And I was like, why would you do that?
Yeah.
And she was like,
well, you look back on it, you're like, oh, I would have, if you would have told me, And so, yes.
I would not have been like, and because I am an only child at heart, and like even my girlfriend now, I'm like, oh, I want presents on my birthday. Like, hell yeah, I do.
Yeah.
Like,
it's probably just because of the nature of how my dad left the picture that I was more aware of what was happening. But yeah, my mom told me, it's like, as a kid, you were like, I don't want stuff anymore. I just want us to be good. And so I just never, I didn't remember that happening because I guess I was like 6 or 7 or 8 maybe. But I remember never asking for shit and just being like, nope, I don't want to bother my mom. She's got to pay the bills. So whenever I got stuff, it was always like, oh, there's snow day. I'm going to get the shovel and go shovel snow, pay for my whatever. Because it wasn't, otherwise, unless it was my birthday, then I was honestly truly blessed. My aunt or my grandma, I could be like, can I get like the Xbox with Halo? And they would buy it. And I'm like, dude, that is a blessing, genuinely, because not everybody has that family member that, just has it like that,
Yeah.
Like my aunt's not rich, but she's okay. And so she would hook it up. And it's funny because in high school, I ended up telling them to stop buying me gifts because I was like, it feels like you're buying my love. And I just want to see you guys no matter what. And they were like, oh, okay. And so I felt bad because I ordered it so bad. I told my grandma, I was like, it's awkward to receive gifts. And she told my aunt, she's like, oh, Stan said it's awkward when we gift him stuff. And I was like, well, what I meant was, I just don't want you guys to feel like you need to buy me something for me to show up. I just love you guys. But I should have just kept taking those gifts, man. I needed a computer. Anyways, but yeah, so like growing up, it was like if I played Magic in school, but I never bought any packs. I just played Magic with whatever the decks the teacher had.
Yeah.
Until I was 17 or 18. Then I had a job. But yeah, so for me, it was like go shovel snow on the weekends or rake leaves for people, hit up the neighbors. I'll do this for $20, That's how I would like afford stuff. And so if you're telling me, oh, how much is this product? Is it too expensive? They're all too expensive. If you can't afford to pay your bills, if you're in debt, if anything's coming up that you can't afford, like medically, you don't have insurance, you don't have a car, you don't have savings, they're all too expensive, buddy. You need to save up your money first. And honestly, for better or for worse, because it's not a good business practice, theoretically, I tell my customers that. Like, if somebody comes in like, oh, I really shouldn't spend it, and then I'm like, don't. And I always feel so dumb. There are only like 2 customers I've ever not done that for, and these guys I hate to say it like this because it sounds kind of mean, but some people you cannot help. Some people you just cannot help, and these guys were like addicted to burning it. Like they would take it, they're like, "Oh, why do I have money? Burn it!" And I'm like, "Oh my god!" Like I had one of the guys specifically, store owner story time. One of the guys would lay away himself. Like he would be like, "Oh man, I want to buy this, this, and that." Spends like $400. No problem. I don't know his situation. He got $400. I'll take it. I'm giving him a good product. And he then would be like, oh, can I get this one? And I'll pay you back when I get paid. Like it'd be like a box of like Ravnica Legions or something. I'm like, sure, yeah, man, pay me back in 2 weeks. You've never screwed me over and you've been coming here for a long time. You're a good dude. I trust you. You've been friends with other people that I consider friends here, like Sergio. Totally fine. And then he'd come back and be like, oh, I got my paycheck in. Let me get this thing. And then, oh, man, you got that? Let me get this too. And can I get this thing? And I'll come back and pay you on my next check. And so he would lay away himself, basically, like the Colts cash. Yep. Come back and spend this before it runs out. Like he'd do it to himself. And I remember one time he was like, I'm kind of strapped for cash, but I really want this box. And I was like, don't buy it, man. Like if you're strapped, like I'll have more. I'll have more next time you're here. Don't worry about it. And he was like, for sure. Then I see him the next week and he's like, oh man, after I left, bro, I went to this other shop and they had the same bags. So I bought them and I got this sick pool. And I'm like, that's awesome, man. Like he got like a Mana Crypt or something. That's awesome. And he's like, can I trade it in? Absolutely. And in my head, I'm like, bro, I just helped you out.
I helped you by telling you not to do it.
Don't spend the money. Yep. And you're like so addicted to spending it. You're like, I'm going to do it somewhere else. So I'm like, well, if you're going to burn it anyway, I'm going to take it. You know what I mean? If you're going to do it anyway. And then if you need to borrow $200 to pay for your radiator or something, I got you, I guess. But I'm not going to say no if you're going to spend it no matter what.
Yeah.
And there was only like him and like one other guy that were like that. That just like were just addicted to burning it. And everybody else, I even try to help my customers find jobs. I'm like, oh, you don't have work? What do you do? Let me find a guy. Because I also have the privilege of just talking to so many people, you know?
Yeah.
So like, I love doing that. I love helping people connect with others, like get a better job, stuff like that. That I think more people should do in general, just because it's good for everybody.
Yeah.
But there's a little bit of selfishness involved theoretically if you think about it, because like I just like to help people because it helps them. But if I get somebody a better job, then they're gonna have more ability to spend money in the shop, and hopefully they'll think of me when they remember, like, hey man, Stan was helping me out. I'll buy some packs or whatever. If you're gonna buy packs, I'd appreciate it if you bought them here. But at the end of the day, luxury hobby, right? Not something I think that everybody needs. There's something to be said about like socialization and games and like being able to vent and unload is important for humans. But at the end of the day, you could do that in free ways, you know? It's kind of like the same idea as like you could eat out or you could cook at home. You should be cooking at home. It's more healthy. It saves you money. But not everybody wants to do it, you know? So like I generally feel that way, even if it loses me money. If you're not in a position to spend, I appreciate the support, but you shouldn't feel obligated, and you should do what's right for you first. And in the long run, I think that'll be better for you, and in theory, better for me too, because if you put yourself in a good position, then you can afford to buy a box of like Lorwyn or whatever.
Yeah, you actually
not to go on a rant. Sorry, guys.
No. But it's good because, like, I mean, truthfully, you recently just helped me on that, because I did not have this realization, but I couldn't do it myself. So, like, my new job.
Oh, sure.
Yeah, my new job, I was like, oh, I've got my base salary is the same.
Yeah.
As it was in my last company. It's a little bit more.
Yeah.
But it doesn't really, it's not like much, not enough to matter.
Right.
But I'm supposed to have this like cool bonus structure.
Yeah.
It hasn't happened yet.
Right.
And I was like, oh, it's fine. We'll get to this bonus structure. Well, it's just happening slower than I would have expected.
Sure.
Because in the world of construction,
projects take a long time. Manufacturing, especially with shipment delays. Oh,
well,
God.
and for signs, we are the last thing that happens. The building has to be built. The business has to be running. And then, like, we put the sign up right before it's about to open.
Yeah.
So, like, we are, like, of the 60 things or whatever, 50, 60 things.
You're like 55.
Yeah. Because, like, they want to do electrical, plumbing, you know.
Well, the electrical has to be there for the sign to line
up. All of it.
Yeah.
So we're the last thing. And I started to go, oh, I'm not getting bonuses the way that I thought I would. It's coming right at the end. So I went, oh, I bought my house based off of what I was making at my last job. Yeah. And now we're about to hit 6 months of me not getting the bonuses I did at my last job. Right. And so I just went to my boss and was like, hey, man, this is happening way slower. I don't know if I can do this. Yeah. And you the other week were like, I was like, oh man, you've got a couple collector packs of Spider-Man. I can't buy boxes anymore, but I want to get a pack or two. And like by the time I got my check, you sold the rest. Yeah. And I truthfully didn't really, I wasn't thinking about like, oh man, I'm not getting this the way that I was. And like now I'm getting to the stretch where like I can't do this anymore. And my insurance just doubled, and you like selling it and like not waiting for me was like, oh yeah, I didn't need that. So like, I
did hold some for you. I did.
Yeah. No,
I was like, I'll have them. Because actually just today when I was cleaning off the desk for the podcast. Yeah. Don't tell anybody, but I have 2 cases of Spider-Man collectors right there. Because you were like, I really want these. And I remember being like, no. I'll have more if you actually want them. And then you didn't. So it worked out.
I mean, I did want that.
I mean, everybody wants a collector pack.
Yeah, I still want the collector packs. Yeah. But like with what was happening.
No, I get you. I appreciate you proving I practice what I preach.
I couldn't.
But yeah, I mean, I genuinely feel that way. I do it pretty much especially if you're a regular. Like, I'm just going to be straight up. Because kind of like what it feels like sometimes when I'm running the shop And it is kind of nice. It's only stressful if I have shit to do.
Yeah.
But a lot of people just want to talk. And people just want to either vent about their day or have somebody to talk to or just unwind. And that's me, because we are the evening shift. I'm 2 to 10 at the shop, 2 to 2 in the morning if it's a Friday. And people come here after work. They want to unload. They want to, it's like the classic hit up the bar with your boys, like back in the day, right?
For sure.
Thankfully, drinking is kind of a meme now. Well, not like a meme, but like drinking alcohol and smoking and all that stuff is not as popular as it used to be. And I think that's a better thing for society. Not to get into that, but it's like, it's not as common for people to be like, let's go to the bar every night with the boys after work. A lot of times now people do whatever else. It sucks if all you have to do is stay at home unless that's what you like. But if you have somebody to talk to, I think that's really important. So that's why I love connecting these friend groups. But sometimes I'm the one they're talking to. And it just feels like, the bartender wiping down the glasses and cleaning the counter.
Tell me about it, buddy.
Hit me, bro. And then it's like, yeah, you want another pack? Put it on your tab. You know what I mean? And that's generally what it feels like. So people come in and they're excited. They want to tell somebody something. Hit me. You're really upset. Something happened at work. Hit me. You know what I mean? And so I don't mind listening to all the stories. Sometimes it sucks if I'm like behind on work schedules and I'm just like, damn, I really wish I had somebody pulling my orders, which you and Gabe have been helping me with, which is very, very nice. What's it called? But yeah, it's kind of an interesting position to be in. And so I don't take that for granted. And I do try to make sure I'm like, sometimes I'm an asshole, but like I just try to like make a joke out of some things, like crack some jokes here, make people unwind.
Yeah.
And then if somebody's in a bad spot and they're telling me about it, I don't know why, but I feel compelled. Sometimes I'll be like, sometimes what people want is to just be heard, and you're just like, that sucks, bro.
For sure.
And sometimes they're like, man, I don't know what I'm going to do. And sometimes it's, well, have you thought about this? And they're like, no, I haven't. Really? I could do that? Yeah, do it. Do it. Do you need help finding a job? Bro, try this. You want a job now? I'll hit up my girl at Starbucks. I'll hit up the guy I know at this place. Just go apply. And sometimes it's rough because I hate vouching. That's the only thing that's like makes me nervous. If I don't know you, I don't really want to be like, put my name down and tell them if you fuck up, it's on me. Well, hold on a second. I don't know you that well.
Right. But
like, I'll try. I'll tell somebody like, hey man, if you need a guy, I don't know him. I don't know if he's going to suck, but he needs work. But yeah, so anyways, that was kind of a long rant.
That was a long rant.
That was a big one, but
I don't think it's bad though.
I don't think it was too bad. We're like an hour into the episode, an hour 15-ish. So let's talk modern metagame, I think. Just to finish up the housekeeping segment, you can also see us on Spotify with Alex and join our Discord, free access.
Yeah, it's been popping. Join the Discord.
Discord has been popping.
If you want to see the things that, like, if you think that we talk about a lot of stuff here on the podcast,
we go in on Discord.
There is so many things and so many people talking about different things in our Discord, and it's only getting bigger. We've got a Riftbound channel now.
Yeah.
We have Star Wars.
I do like that we have 20 plus channels because we talk a lot, but also I love it. The reason why I brought up JD in the podcast so much and some of these other people is I like the disagreements. If we agree on something, what are we talking about? It's such a waste of time. But in the Discord, people are constantly disagreeing with each other, and so it's really
new people.
New people,
which means new disagreements.
New disagreements. I love to see the discourse because
I just get to lurk now and be like,
yeah.
Tell them.
Sometimes I just get to read it, and I'm like, okay, all right, yeah, hit them. Okay, damn, like I said, what? As long as everybody's being respectful, I don't have to chime in.
True.
I genuinely like that. I like especially when it's something like subjective, like your opinion on Magic. Oh, you're gonna offend me? Like, dude, like we're talking about Magic cards. Like, you know what I mean? Like, there's nothing you can say. It just hit me with everything. I want to know what you think. I want to know why you think I'm wrong, or why you think what I said was partially incorrect, or maybe I didn't hit the nail on the topic perfectly. Let us know. Hit us up in Discord. With that being said, let's jump into some quick modern yap. Since we didn't get to earlier, and then we'll wrap up the show. I went on Goldfish just to look up the 14-day snapshot. I like 14. I don't like 30. I don't like 7 either. I think 7 is a little underrepresented sometimes. But as of the 14-day snapshot, the top 5 most played decks is in order: Amulet, Goryo's, Prowess, Affinity, Domain. Prowess has been lingering number 3 in play. I think it's because it's popular online, but also in paper it's pretty easy to play, and it's a cheap deck.
And it was such a bad deck choice for me to take to the RC.
I was gonna say, yeah,
people were giving you hating on me.
People were giving you so much crap for I think a fine deck choice. The thing is though, you can't believe that Modern is a format of multiple decks, and then tell somebody that whatever deck they're picking is bad. It doesn't make sense to me. Because I do think Prowess is a good deck. I think it can win tournaments right now for sure. But
I mean,
2, it's like
at the tournament at that RC, one of the guys that is on Flex Slot, top forward.
Yeah, with that.
RC.
Yes, exactly.
On Prowess.
Yes.
His list was different from mine by literally a couple sideboard cards. It was 3 cards different.
Well, it was also different in aura and strength of the Planeswalker, but I'm just kidding.
Not wrong on that either.
No, I mean some of these Flex Slot guys are beast. Our buddy Will has been crushing in these vintage tournaments, which is it's sad that Eternal Weekend's gone now, and we'll never have Legacy again. Actually, we've been doing Legacy Wednesday nights at the Boar Hat and Proxy Friendly if you're local. It's been a lot of fun. But anyway, so those are the top 5 most played. Then I'm gonna go through the next 20 decks just because I really want to emphasize how big Modern is, because I'm gonna name 20 decks. Your brain is gonna gloss over. You're not even gonna listen to this part while you're driving. You're gonna be like, oh yeah, he just said 20 decks, whatever. I might not even mention yours because there are that many.
Except for Jose, who's on third shift. All you third shifters, I know
you're on the clock. Congrats, bro. I got you. Anyways, so the next 5, I did them in chunks of 5, I think, are Boros Energy, Eldrazi Tron, Jeskai Blink, Esper Blink, Belcher. So Belcher's down to 2-3% of the meta right now. And then we've got after that regular, I think green Eldrazi, I want to say, but it was just marked as Eldrazi. Azorius Blink, Jeskai Control, Ruby Storm, Gruul Basking Brood Scale, the Brood Scale combo. And then after that, there's Eldrazi Ramp, which is the green-red version. And then it was Neoform, Azorius Control, Grixis Reanimator, Living End, Green Brood Scale. And then I stopped at Simic Birthing Ritual because I wanted to include it on the list because it's less than 1% of the meta according to the 14-day snapshot on Goldfish. But I think that's a deck you're going to start seeing more of. It's very powerful. And that was something like 20 decks I mentioned. I might not have even covered everything, but Modern is super wide open. A lot of these decks are very powerful. We've got a couple of new kids on the block, like the Jeskai Blink deck. And it's funny because Azorius Blink was played at the Pro Tour, and it was a pretty popular list. People were like, oh, Azorius Blink. It's interesting to me that the Jeskai version wasn't instantly snapped into, which sometimes happens. Sometimes the Pro Tour happens, and then a list gets more perfected. Because I do think the Jeskai list is significantly better than the Azorius list. Just having Flage is such a powerhouse.
Oh my god!
And the extra red cards kind of make a big difference. Because I've seen a couple different builds of it. Some of them play Galvanic Discharge and Wrath of Skies. Some of them don't play the Galvanic Discharge and they play Bolt. The sideboard gives you access to cards like Meltdown if you really want them and stuff like that. I do think the red is really powerful, and cutting out Flage from your Blink deck kind of feels dumb because he's so good, and you can still Riddler Felia in those colors. So yeah, I don't really see. I know at the Pro Tour they had like an idea of a list, but they locked in Azorius, and I'm like, I feel like they could have locked in Jeskai and been really happy, you know.
Jeskai is just way better, and
yeah, because didn't that end up being the list that won? I could be wrong. Maybe I know it wasn't Amulet because we made a meme about Amulet.
I think Jeskai is the list that won. Yes.
I could be wrong.
Yes. I think that is
I didn't
correct.
get to watch because it was so busy at the store. But thank God.
Yeah, well, that's actually part of why the Flex Slot guy that took fourth.
Yeah,
he lost to Jeskai, and I think and he played a really tight game, but. It's really hard for Prowess.
Well, that's also a rough matchup. Like any Blink deck, I think is so rough for Prowess.
Yeah, I mean, you still have game.
Mm-hmm.
Like
you can for sure.
I think that from the RC, the data said that you had like a 52% win rate against the Blink version of Esper, not the Gorios version, the Blink version.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Which is funny because I would personally feel way worse playing against the guy that's not packing the Gorios plan. But maybe just like the fact that they can get, maybe it's like more percentage odds of them getting an Atrexa out that you can't deal with, and now you have no way to get in.
Yeah, I just think that like
having lifelink on those blockers really hurts.
I think that for the Blink version, if you don't have Ephemerate, I can still win through.
Yeah.
Like if you just Solitude one of my dudes,
yeah,
I still have game because of Core Steel Cutter.
Yeah.
I can still go spell, my board is big again, kill you.
Yeah, it makes sense. They don't ever drop like something huge into play.
Like if you just have the ability to blink a Riddler and you've got a big dude, I can win through a big dude.
Yeah, you can't win through Atrexa. And that's probably realistically where the main issue is, that blocker. No Into the Flawed Malls, I suppose.
Yeah, well, I mean, I told you I had a game where I faced a guy on prowess that he had out. I think this was a Esper opponent, right?
Yes.
Esper Blink. They've got a Frog and a Riddler out.
Okay.
They have blinked the Riddler, so the Riddler is like live. It's not warped. And I go, they're at 7.
You did tell me this.
I have Bolt, Dart, and I plotted Slick Shot.
Yes.
I go, okay, draw another Bolt.
Yeah.
And I go, kill 7. Bolt you, Dart you. Cool. I will Solitude. I will exile my own Riddler to gain 4 life.
Yeah.
Okay. Cast my Slick Shot. Attack. Go to like do the Dart thing.
Well, I'm assuming you cast the Slick Shot first and then Bolt.
No, I didn't.
Oh, really?
No.
Why not?
But I still had lethal.
Wasn't it plotted?
It was plotted.
I'm confused why you wouldn't have cast it first then.
I knew that I could win.
With the burn damage?
Yeah. I knew that I could win with the burn damage, and even so, right? I cast my Slick Shot.
I just feel like if it were me, I would have probably turned the Slick Shot sideways. Well, no, because then he blocks with the Riddler.
Right. He had the block.
I definitely would have had it in play and then started bolting, and then turned it sideways and forced him to trade with the Frog, maybe. But yeah, go ahead. So he exiles the Riddler, gains 4.
Gains 4. Cast my Slick Shot. I still have Lava Dart. That's 4.
Yeah.
And I don't think he had enough cards to jump the Frog.
Oh, that's what you mean. He didn't have a blocker.
Yeah, he wouldn't have had a blocker, so I could swing, and he had a March of Otherworldly Light. And I was like, okay, you got it. The last card in hand is a March.
Yeah.
And like March with enough mana. I was like,
it sucks because a lot of these decks are playing 1 March.
Yeah. Blew me out.
The Jeskai deck Josh was playing had 1 March. It's a solid flex slot card right now. Shout out Flex Shot, but it's like it really does hit that 60th spot on the board or in the deck kind of nice right now. Exiling is a big deal. But no, that's crazy.
Because the same thing happened with a later Blink opponent where like my Blink opponent went for the greediest line ever. He goes, I'm going to try. He flashes an Ophelia, warps in a Riddler, and then goes to like attack. I kill the Ophelia in response. He goes, okay, I'm gonna try and ephemerate my Riddler.
Yeah,
and I go Unholy Heat with Delirium, kill your Riddler.
Yeah.
He still had a Solitude Ephemerate
to like Unholy kill me. Heat is why you're better against Blink than Gorios because it's 6 and not 7.
Correct.
Wow.
That's why I saw some lists that were going down to 2 Unholy Heat.
Yeah.
And I felt like Unholy Heat is a card that still gives me game against these other decks.
Unholy Heat is so good. Well, especially in prowess. I like Unholy Heat a lot.
Yeah.
Because you're playing for Delirium already with the Darcys. Yeah.
Yeah. And the other, basically, like the guy that took 4th did what I was thinking about doing and then pivoted off last minute, which was I didn't want to play against like play Meltdown for Affinity because like my goal was like maybe I'll just try and dodge that deck.
Sure.
Like I felt like I had to play, and that's exactly what that guy did. He went, he played no Meltdowns, 0, and I went.
I don't think you need him in prowess for Affinity, honestly, because I'll be honest, when I was playing Affinity leagues, prowess felt like a rough matchup because they can just hit your stuff. And it answers it really nicely. Like if they bolt your Pinnacle Emissary turn, you feel really bad. And then they just like one-shot you, and you don't really have a lot of flying blockers.
Yeah, I mean, if they have the reason why Fred was telling me to play into it, or play it, is because if you do...
It's over.
Yeah, like if they make a million 1/1 flyers,
and
then Slickshot will never be able to get through.
Right.
Ever.
Yes.
But... I feel like Affinity kind of has to like have some really good hands because if you do bolt it, then you kind of feel blown out with Affinity. It's like I feel like Affinity is a really high roll deck.
Oh, 100%, 100%.
And if I keep
Affinity is
yeah.
Because like you'd be mulling a 4. I had a lot of mulligans with that deck. Speaking of decks that are not on our list of most played decks, which should be, I played a lot of goblins in the last like month, a ton. Like all the free time I had, I just gave it to Jack. I was like, because after the Pro Tour, Matt Nass, who you should know if you're trying to become a grinder, he's a really good player. But Matt Nass, excuse me, he posted all the lists. I guess he does this every time, but he posted all the lists on Twitter that his team was thinking about playing for the Pro Tour that didn't quite get there for the team. And one of the lists he posted was an incomplete Goblins deck. It was very incomplete because they had no sideboard, and it was 64 cards in the main deck, kind of. So like they hadn't made the cuts yet. And he still had Aether Vial on the list. We ended up cutting Aether Vial. But I liked the list so much. I was like, Warren Instigator, Arena of Glory, Birthing Ritual. I was like, this looks so cool. And I really like Birthing Ritual, so I was like, let me try to perfect this list. And I was playing leagues with it and just crushing. Like I was like, my first league I think was a 4-1. I had a couple like duds where I went like 2 and 3.
Yeah.
Because some of the matchups are pretty rough, and I kept changing the sideboard and cards.
You just draw bad.
Well,
that was part of my RC experience. Like I never felt like I kept great hands.
Yeah.
Like I mulled. I think I mulled in every match.
Sure.
At least once. Sometimes twice.
I definitely had games like that. I don't really like blaming the shuffler and stuff like that because I think it's cope. But I was playing on Arena or on Moto, and Jared can testify because he was in call with me. The amount of times I would draw 7 and it would be 2 Kiki Jikis in hand, I'd be like, how is this possible? Like, what are the odds statistically that I'm getting like this many hands, not like in a row, but like in a sample size of like 10 hands, like multiple hands, like 3+ would be like 2 Kiki Jiki hands or Kiki Jiki and Sling Gang or something like that. And so I ended up having to force the deck to play 2 Kiki Jikis, 2 Sling Gangs, or at least 1 Sling Gang, 1 Mog Mob, because you need to have the combo pieces in the deck to do the thing. The amount of matches I lost because I went to go combo, but I already had drawn the combo pieces, so I couldn't do the Snoop play, was so annoying. But that complaining aside, with all the variants involved, the deck felt really good. It was performing really highly, and I just kept tuning it. If I had more time, I wish I was like a streamer. Like if I could just play for 12 hours, it'd be the best. I could have like really tuned the deck for Jack and got him like a super solid sideboard plan. I wasn't happy with the final iteration that I gave him, but he ended up going and he almost day 2'd. I think he ended up 5-4, so he was a match away from day 2ing.
Yes,
and
he missed it on the last.
Yeah, in the last round, I want to say, which is cool.
Or no, the second to last round.
Yeah, second to last round. But he started 0-3, so the fact that he had to rally back to almost get the day 2.
He went 0-3 to 4-3.
Yeah,
and then lost, and then got his last opponent didn't show up, so he got 5-4 from that.
But the rally back was awesome.
It was
because if he would have day 2'd with the list, I'd have been so happy. It just was incomplete. It definitely was, but the gimmick of the deck was like 4 arenas and 4 Arena of Glory or whatever, where you can exert it for the haste. And Warren Instigator basically feels like a turn 1 Goblin Lackey and Legacy, because you're like Warren Instigator haste, hit you, you win. Like you're the Goblin. And if it's matron, it's tutor for anything. So you hit matron, you hit Kiki-Jiki, or you tutor for Kiki-Jiki, you slam it into play, whatever you want. It goes crazy. The alt plan is you're playing like Ignoble Hierarch on turn 1 into like a Birthing Ritual and like a Skirk Prospector. And now you're sacking into Snoop with Birthing Ritual into play, and you're like, go. And they have to have answers, or you win. And it just felt so good. Like, it just felt so clean, so efficient. Obviously, I'd rather play like Simic if I wanted to really, really win right now, because the deck is already like kind of tuned. But like, I felt like the Goblin deck could really get there. Maybe it needs like a better like one piece or something. Maybe Lorwyn gives us a Goblin or something. But for Snoop, it was so clean. What I liked about the deck, it was so lean. It was like no fat. Like, I couldn't fit Cavernous Souls into the deck because it was so like 98% meat, you know?
Yeah.
4 Arenas, 4 Moms, 4 Bogarts, 4 Snoops, 4 Warren Instigators, 4 Ignoble Hierarchs, and then the Kiki-Jiki, Mob, Sling Gang, that kind of combo where you like put the guy on top and then make infinite dudes with Kiki-Jiki, if you know the Goblin combo.
Yeah.
And the sideboard is where I was like struggling because I kept changing it. I'd have like 4 Meltdowns at one point because Affinity was such a rough deck, and then Prowess was a rough deck, so I wanted to sideboard Bolt. I tried it. I got it to a point where I could mainboard 4 Thoughtseizes, and there was just so many different iterations of it, and I just couldn't really hammer it down to like one fine-tuned list. But Jack got to play it at the RC, and it was a good time. I'm really happy he had a good time. He seemed really happy with the list too, because at first we couldn't get him to change. He's like, yeah, that seems pretty good. I'll play 1 Birthing Ritual. And we're like, stop, you don't get it. This is a 4 or 0.
Right,
like,
yes.
You can trim them. You can trim some in the sideboard plan, but you are either playing a Birthing Ritual deck or you're not.
That's like how it's like what you used to talk to me about with Thoughtseize. Like, you either run Thoughtseize or you don't. One of Thoughtseize is like...
I hate the one of Thoughtseizes unless it's like your 60th card. Like, okay, fine. Yeah. You just threw a Thoughtseize in there just to have it.
Yeah, because like some games it feels high rolly. It kind of feels like the Marchville I really like.
Well, the March that's a card. Removal is a card I want to draw. Right. You know what I mean? But Thoughtseize, you draw that late game and you're like, you know what I mean?
Right, exactly. Well, and
point myself.
And March hits so many things.
Yes.
Yeah.
Not Planeswalkers, unfortunately. I feel like that's going to be a card that gets changed because Kaito is a nightmare. Kaito is a nightmare card.
Oh my gosh, that was not even a thing that we have talked about.
Standard?
We've talked about it a lot, though.
Yeah, we talked about it a lot. We can talk about it next episode.
Yeah.
Next episode actually is going to be Avatar.
I know, which is awesome. We're going to talk about Avatar. Finally, because today was the first day that I felt like spoilers were hitting. Before we get to spoilers, there was one thing I wanted to talk about.
We can just jump into it.
No, there was one thing I wanted to talk about with Standard.
Oh, sure.
And it's the Baltimore thing.
Oh.
So.
What's Baltimore?
So, the Baltimore...
Like the Ravens? Actually, they're sucking asses here. They're so bad. Sad.
They're living on a wing and a prayer. But the thing that I wanted to talk about was we have talked about Standard and blah, 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 blah. But the Spotlight series, this was the first time that one of these GPs got 500 players.
Yeah. Dude, Will was here for Modern was it Modern or Standard?
Probably.
It must have been Standard. Will was here for Standard last week, and then he goes, Stan, you should go to Baltimore. Only 190 players are registered. And I was like, Will, what do you mean? What? I was like, for the Grand Prix and a Spotlight? Sorry.
Yeah.
I was like, what? And he goes, yeah, you can basically and it's like 128 gets the promo or whatever. It's kind of expensive. Right. I was like, damn, you just show up and win a match. He goes, yep. And then I was like, why don't you go then? And he's like, well, George flew me out past weekend and the weekend before for other tournaments, Eternal Weekend and stuff. I would feel bad asking him to fly me out to another event to represent Flex Slot 3 weekends in a row. It's so expensive, is what he said.
Sure.
And I was like, yeah, I guess that's fair, but like, this is the one you can crush.
I did not know that he flew people out. That's dope.
Well, he's been doing more because Flexlot has been growing now.
Yeah.
And their team has just been crushing.
Well, cool. Flexlot Diamond. Yeah. I'm trying to convince him to let me be on Flexlot Rust.
Well,
gotta have us washed people.
True, man. But
team washed.
Yes, it is sad. They had such a bad turnout, which we speculate is why they haven't announced the RC seasons yet.
Well, yes, and I think that if they're my take, maybe this is copium.
Mm-hmm.
But
can I have some of that? No, just
kidding. One thing that I think that could finally get Wizards to actually hear us about Standard. SCG lost money on this event.
Yeah.
Because, they have a prize pool that they have to pay out. If you look at what...
Yeah, but is that prize pool sponsored, or do they have to pay it out themselves?
I believe they pay it out themselves.
Oof. And how much money was it?
I believe it's $50K.
Damn, $50K.
And if there were 498 players... That's $49,000 that goes in the pool at $100 a pop.
Yeah.
So they lost money off of the prize pool from that event because they could not get even a minimum for them.
Yeah. Unless they did really well at the booth.
Right. Unless they did really well at the booth and the other vendors that they're selling to, whatever, paying staff, all the things. The event itself, the prize pool cost them money.
Yeah.
So... I just think that that's really interesting that Standard is in such a bad place.
That's true because it was just a year ago. We probably one of the best standards we've ever had. Literally just 1 year ago.
Oh yeah, I mean,
when Duskborn came out into Foundations, that World Championship was amazing.
Amazing.
I literally was at the shop before we had moved. And I was in awe, watching some of these. Yeah. I was watching some of these games. Seth Manfield getting top 8 or whatever. That 13 win stretch he had. Didn't Kai Buddha also get top 8, or was it the other event?
Kai Buddha did really well.
I can't remember which one. I know he top 8 the one where he got the Player of the Year name change, but fucking legend, by the way. Kai Buddha's so cool.
He's a legend because I actually watched him BM someone on Twitter today.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
I took a screenshot. I meant to put it in the Discord and I didn't.
Yeah, the World Championship for Duskborn, man. Wow. So, and the decks are not that different. It's just a year ago where before the bans we were like, man, this Esper deck is so cool. Pixie is awesome. What a cool deck. And then, you know what I mean? All these the Girl Mice was still a thing. And don't get me wrong, the 7 bans were pretty good. I could see an argument. I actually if I could control it, I would ban Screaming Nemesis, Profs, VV, and potentially one other card. I don't want to ban Kaito personally. I think maybe Enduring Curiosity is a better ban because of how powerful the card is. It's so swingy. It's just draw 3, and the game's over. But I feel like Kaito, if you ban him and you ban these other cards out, the control decks take over the format. And I think Kaito is the only card that holds these decks back, because he's such a hard card for the control decks to deal with. So if it were me, I would ban for sure Screaming Nemesis, for sure Profs, for sure VV, potentially a card out of Esper. Enduring Curiosity has been the card that people have made the best arguments for. When I was at Korean Barbecue this past weekend for Jared's birthday, that was the card we were yapping about last before the conversation ended. But I kind of more or less was telling the table, I don't think it should be Kaito because of how resilient he is and he keeps the control decks in check. And then I could see an argument for unbanning Hopeless Nightmare for the same reason with the control decks. Maybe you unban Hopeless Nightmare, you ban Kaito. And I wouldn't actually mind seeing Heartfire Hero make a comeback if you could ban Screaming Nemesis. I think it's an easier avenue for them to attack the little guys with blockers and gain life than Screaming Nemesis just basically being unblockable, and then effectively you can never gain life again. Because even Sunspine Links, I'll remove them and I'll start Bezaing again.
Right.
But because Screaming Nemesis is so uninteractable, they just shock it. I'm going to kill your guy. Shock, hit you, you're dumb.
Right. Well, and I think that if you just shot your Screaming Nemesis and killed it and they couldn't gain life, that's fine. But the fact that you don't lose the shock. Mm-hmm. You get to shoot your own thing and then still shoot them.
And if you do it in response to removal, it's like a 4-for-1.
Right.
It's disgusting. So yeah, I think honestly, Screaming Nemesis, I think it's too good for standard. I think the card is phenomenal. I love the card a lot. It's a really cool card. It's just really strong, and you have to hit something in red because red is just so strong. Red is really, really too strong. There was an article they just dropped where, like, I think Mara was saying, like, there's way more decks in standard than people realize. Yes, motherfucker, we know there are like 10 plus decks in the format. When you ban the 3 fucking you have to ban profs, you have to ban BB, and then we can play these other 10 decks. I'd love to. I would love to. I got lucky. My RCQ had like 12 different decks. That was because people were willing to play something cool. Like we had 2 Soul Tide Living End decks. If you've seen that, it's pretty cool.
Oh, I want to play that deck so badly.
Superior Spider-Man with Bringer of the Last God or Liv's Last Gift or whatever.
Yeah, Bringer of the Last Gift.
So cool. Julian was playing it and another guy was playing it, and they had a mirror match. They had a mirror match where the guy was like, man, I had a better graveyard and I lost because he went Superior Spider-Man Living End. And then Overlords just knew you so much. And then Julian did it again. Julian did his, and that caused the opponent to mill out. Just so dumb.
That's awesome.
But yeah, like standard is. I still think standard is the best format. It could be so cool. They just have to just we just talk about it. Please just fix it. Stop making these bans like we'll see the bans in 2 months. See you guys later.
Well, I had a take at the RC that just came to me as I was walking. The deal is that there are as many cards in standard as there were when modern originally was a format.
And that was awesome.
That's 7,000 cards in standard. Yeah. Not all of them are playable, but they are right. Even.
And do you remember how awesome OG Modern was?
No, because I wasn't playing it.
Wow, it was fucking great.
I mean, that was at the time when I almost got Jeskai control.
And the thing is, here's the thing: when Modern first became a format, it was awesome. It was so popular, they insta deleted Expanded. They were like, "Oh, well, everybody's doing this now," and like weeklies were insta firing. Everybody's playing it. But you know what they did? They banned like 20 cards. They were like, "These got to go," and some of them were innocent and came back. You know. It's fine. But they banned a fuck ton of cards when Modern first came out, and Standard is in that position now. Just be willing to ban some cards. We're fine with it.
Well, yeah. I mean, the thing is that they are pumping out so much product in Magic. Yeah. They just need to keep up with the game more.
Well, next year's sets are small sets, so once rotation hits, I think it'll be a lot more tame. But yeah, they definitely they definitely need to keep up with the game more, like in terms of like the BNR updates. I think they should be bi-weekly. Monthly minimum.
Well, even if they're small sets, we still 7 small
well, yeah, because we're not getting rotation.
Yeah, 7 small.
We should have.
Yeah, 7 small sets is still way more cards in the format than when we had 3 or 4 sets a year.
It might be the same.
Even if it's at like 280, right?
Well, I don't know how big the sets are next year, but I believe they're all small sets, if I'm not mistaken.
Right, I'm not. Even Spider-Man had 207 cards.
Yeah, it'll be more, but I don't know if it's gonna be that much more because like doesn't a normal entry have like 300 plus cards, like 350? Like first set, like I don't know actually, like Return to Ravnica, how many cards are in that? You know, like that might be the question. But yeah, it's definitely more cards, but I think it's only more cards because it's 3 rotation and Foundations. Yeah. Foundations is honestly like 500 of the cards. By the way, did you know Myojin is legal in Standard? Myojin from like Kamigawa block. Like 2003 Kamigawa.
Oh.
Yeah. I found that out at the Living Index in the RCQ.
So Return to Ravnica had 274 cards in it.
Okay. Yeah, so I don't know how big this
Duskmourn had how many cards?
Sure.
Duskmourn had 276.
Yeah, so like almost 300 is normal.
Got it. So almost 300 is normal.
Yeah, so if we were getting like 1,000 cards a year and now we're getting like 1,400, I feel like that's pretty reasonable.
Yeah, it's just like there are so many cards. They just need to just keep up with the game as cards are coming in.
It's definitely more cards too because there's not vanillas. You know what I mean? Like we used to get all these vanilla creatures.
Right, now every card has a paragraph.
Never going to get played.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I don't think more cards is a problem. I just think that they need to be...
I don't think it's a problem.
Oh, I agree. I agree that you don't think that. I'm just saying like, I just want to reiterate for the show. I don't think more cards is a problem. We've been saying it over and over. Like, stop locking your hands down and be like, "Oh, we're gonna November 10th. The next time we're gonna see you guys." Like, please, just shut the fuck up, bro. Just do your job, bro. It's so easy. It's so easy. Just like, well, hey guys, once a month we'll touch in with you. First Monday of the month. first Monday of the month we're going to touch in, and then like we might do something in 2 weeks if we want to.
We might do nothing, but you have the options.
I'd be happy with them posting an article every other Monday. Like every other Monday, they're like, "Hey, this is the state of the game right now. It's pretty chill." Then the article doesn't have to be this fluff piece that's a nothing burger because we got it every 2 weeks. It's always going to be a nothing burger. That's fine.
Well, because of this arena data that you can't see, but we see, we're gonna do.
Yeah. I just feel like we'd be more okay with accepting the nothing burger articles if it was every 2 weeks, because then when it is a problem, you go, "Hey, here's the stuff we've been seeing. This is what we want to talk about." And you could even use one as like a warning, like you go, this article, like the first Monday of the month or whatever. Hey, these decks are kind of annoying. We're not feeling very good about them. Touching in 2 weeks with you about how that looks, and then it's like 2 weeks later, you're like, okay, we're pissed. This guy's gone.
Yeah, I think that we need to get away from, because I really think that the player base isn't as upset as they like to pretend that they're going to be upset about needing to buy new cards because my deck got banned. I think
Well, I definitely don't think they should like just ban every week, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Stuff like that. There's something to be said about that, but yeah, you can't complain about both. Like definitely. People are like, this is the worst format ever. Okay, but if they ban you off of VB and you go, oh, my deck got banned, then you make no sense to me.
Right, because like I think that no one cried during Nadu getting banned mid RCQ season.
Yeah.
The RCQ season went to like November.
Yeah. I think the biggest qualm was that
months.
they had a chance to ban it after the Pro Tour, knowing it was an issue, and then just letting it ride. Which to me is like crazy.
Which is the same, but that's what we're doing.
But the thing is, you can leave it unbanned after the Pro Tour if you're not going to leave us in the dust for 2 months. Like 1 month later, you could have been like, yeah, this ain't it. Even 2 weeks later, I'd have been like, yep, you're right. You know what I mean? Like, get rid of it. And then you could theoretically unban cards. You could be like, hey, we're going to unban this card and see how it goes. And then like, if it's not immediately broken in 2 weeks, all right, we're still got our eye on it, but we're going to let it ride, But you can't do that if you're like, we'll see you in 6 months. Which is crazy.
I just think that it's wild that we went from Grand Prix coming back. They're very popular. Yeah, people are going.
We're in a pretty hype time to play Magic. And they just need to get the fire under their ass.
1,500 people to 1,100 in January or whatever. To now 500.
Yeah.
500.
And the price pool's pretty good too. And I think SCG cons are not bad.
I really like going personally.
I think SCG cons are cool. I kind of wish they would do like what Pokemon does, although I keep saying Pokemon's need to be bigger, but like the whole con version of like the tournaments is so cool. It shouldn't just be about the tournament, even though the tournament is there. Like, do the whole Magic Con, have the Pro Tour there, have a huge 75K there, have booths, artists and signatures, Commander, do it all.
Tattoos.
Like, huge fucking venue, do everything. Tattoos, man. Like, I got an island. Woohoo! And then the one guy's like, I got an Orzhov symbol. It's like, okay. I don't know if you know what that means, but good luck. Shout out to you Magic nerds that know what I'm talking about. Yeah, I don't know. I think there's just a lot of stuff they can do. I can complain about it all I want, but they're not going to listen to me because they cut me out of the program.
True.
You want to talk about a couple Avatar spoilers?
Yes. So I had one today that, listen, everyone. I will tell you that me playing, like I played Mono Red at an RCQ. If I won my final match, I'd be in top 8.
Sure.
I didn't. I drew kind of bad. But also,
Fred won, though. It was okay.
But he did.
Shout outs to our
uncle.
And
he would have crushed me anyway because
He brought the briefcase.
Well, he also pointed out to me, he was like, you made this mistake and this mistake and this mistake. And I was like, you're right. I've never played Red Deck Wins in my whole life. But it made me go, I've been playing Prowess, which is like, it is tempo, but closer to aggro. Then I played Mono Red.
Yeah.
Maybe I should branch out.
You liked it, huh?
Maybe I should start.
Hey, those red cards, man.
Maybe I should start playing different stuff.
Yeah, welcome to my life, bro. Those red cards are tempting.
Well, This card came out today, and I went, nope, gotta go back home. Day of the Black Sun.
Oh, for sure. All right, hit us.
X black sorcery. Each creature with mana value X or less loses all abilities until end of turn. Destroy those creatures.
Oh,
this card's crazy.
This card
is crazy. It is another X board wipe. However, if you have, I don't know, a Quantum Riddler that you somehow warped in, you ephemerated it, who cares? You could one-side this board wipe. You could keep your Beza and wipe the rest of the board. If you're doing one-sided board wipes, that's really powerful stuff. And the losing all abilities matters because someone can't go, my thing is indestructible. Loses all abilities.
Yeah. The fact that it's built into the card, so they can't do it in response and they can't do it interjectively. Unironically, like it's kind of funny because it's not a mechanic anymore, but it beats regenerate too. That's kind of crazy because like cards like Thrun the Last Troll, they were like playing field nuke beaters, like lose to this kind of card. It's kind of interesting card actually.
I think the card's crazy.
One of the ones I really like, which kind of pissed me off actually. I was talking to JD about it. We were totally on the same wavelength. They spoiled Aang at the Crossroads. Really cool card, by the way, especially if you play Commander. I love Bant in Commander. It's so cool. So he's 2 generic mana, green, white, blue, 5-drop. Aang is a 3/3 legendary human avatar ally. There's a lot of ally mechanics in the set. It's pretty cool. The allies are going to matter. It's a flying 3/3. Aang is 2-sided, just so you know. So on the front side, he says, when Aang enters, look at the top 5 cards of your library. It's like a baby collected company. You may put a creature with mana value 4 or less from them into the battlefield, and the rest in the bottom of your library in a random order. So you're basically having like a baby Coco for a 4 or less creature. And then whenever another creature you control leaves the battlefield, transform Aang, and then at the beginning of the next upkeep. So if you play Aang, we were talking about like Commander, like you could play cards like you could play like a Restoration Angel. Oh, I hit it, boom, blink a guy, you instant trigger Aang for the next upkeep to flip. And you're playing blink mechanics in Ban, which is like already really good for you.
Really good, yeah.
Like you could blink like a Farhaven elf, and now you're ramping, and that matters because Aang has a backside which is really awesome. Aang, Destined Savior, which the art is so cool. First of all, he becomes a colorless creature, I'm pretty sure, on the backside. Because he has no colors, and the artwork is sick. I can't wait to see this in foil. Avatar ally, 4/4 with flying. Land creatures you control have vigilance. And then at the beginning of combat on your turn, you Earthbend 2. Earthbend, which we'll get more into next episode with the mechanics of the set. And if there's like rules that go with them that might be unique once we get the show notes or the magic notes or whatever for the set. So Earthbending is you target a land, it becomes a 0/0 creature with haste, kind of like Awakened. And then for those that played Battle for Zendikar 10 years ago, Jesus. Your land becomes a 0/0 creature with haste. It's still a land. You put 2/1/1. Earthbend is going to have a number tied to it. So Earthbend 2, you put 2/1/1 counters. But you put number of counters equal to what the number Earthbend is on the land creature. And then when it dies or is exiled, return it to the battlefield tapped. Earthbending is really messed up. It's a really messed up mechanic. It's very, very strong. But for Commander specifically, this is kind of like pretty fair what they're doing with it. This could have been one of the decks, one of the precons. Like, they're like, oh, we didn't do precons because we didn't want to lock the characters into any colors. And it's like, in my head, I was like, what? Aang's going to be banned? Aang is fucking banned, bro. I'm so mad. It was so easy. And then like Azula is Dimir. Wow, the bad guys are blue and black? What? And the good guys are white, blue, and green? What? No way. It's honestly fucking infuriating. It's actually I'm mauled. But like, yeah, this is instantly a precon. Like, how many like land commander decks have you seen ever? Boom, here it is, Aang. And like you put like in the precon, Ramanov Excavator, what's it called? Tech Edge. You put Tech Edge in there because it's not broken. Oh, destroy your guy. It's Earthbending. I'm getting my Tech Edge back so I can destroy your lands. But it's like the fair version. It's not Wasteland. or Strip Mine or something, or it could have been even Ghost Quarter. They could have put Ghost Quarter and Tech Edge in the deck for like the crazy people, and they go Ice Till Explorer, which would have been a sick reprint because it's kind of expensive. Ramanab Excavator, the Phyrexian guy that just left from Brothers War that lets you play the cards out of the graveyard, like all like the Crucible World effects. And then you could have put Part the Water Veil in there, which is actually from Battle for Zendikar. It's a Time Walk that has Awaken. You can pay the extra mana to turn your land into a creature.
Yeah.
You could have put the blue light guy that is there's a blue light guy from Also the Gatewatch that's like whenever you cast a spell, you make your guy into a land creature. Like there was so many ways to turn this into a commander deck precon with cheap cards, really easy. And then you throw a couple bangers in there like Crucible Worlds, and you got a sick precon. And they're like, nah, we couldn't come up with any ideas for precons. And sure, the card is like standard legal, but like it's never been forced that the cards can't be standard legal in the precon. I don't know why we like have this notion that that's the case. And even if that's what they want it to be, then just make the card standard legal and just don't put anything crazy in there like that you don't want in standard. Treat it like Foundations at this point, since clearly you guys don't care about 7,000 cards being in the format. And I don't think any commander card is really going to break standard unless they put like Nexus of Fate in the guy. You know what I mean? Like something crazy.
Yeah, right.
Such a cool card. Let me just get one more in just because I know you're going to have thoughts, but I want to hammer home this Earthbending thing for you guys. They spoiled a card that I think is going to be actually crazy. I think, hot take, and maybe I'm just huffing copium because of how excited I am for Avatar. I think Avatar is going to have more impact cards than Final Fantasy. And Final Fantasy has some crazy cards.
Well,
VV aside, because like VV ruined standard, but I think this set has like multiple cards that are playable in Legacy. This card being one of them. Badger Mole Club is a 2-drop 2/2. Green and a 1 generic. When this creature enters, you earthbend 1. And then when you tap a creature for mana, you get an additional green. This guy's going to be crazy in standard. I think he's going to be good, maybe even in modern with like Icefall Explorer, because that's already kind of doing stuff. Because you can earthbend on like Ghost Quarter, Wasteland, Strip Mine, stuff like that I've already been talking about. So like in Legacy, if you just earthbend your Wasteland, you get it back tap. And you're just like, it's just Ren and 6 all again. You know what I mean? Because like Ren and 6 got banned because of how it interacted with Wasteland. And I think in modern, because like you can probably do it in Legacy, but in modern you can do it with Ghost Quarter. So if people are playing low basics, you're just like Ghost Quarter the crap out of them and keep earthbending them. If you can find a way to like do more earthbending stuff, I think this kind of card is kind of messed up. I don't know if there are going to be other earthbending cards that are crazy, but this is the kind of card that I think is insane. Hit me with your next one, bro.
So mine was I'm gonna butcher the crap out of this. Wan Shi Tong. Librarian.
Oh, I was going to talk about this guy.
Yeah.
I actually think this guy is better than the Badger Mole for Legacy because the Badger Mole only does like 1 Wasteland, but it could be crazy like in the lands deck maybe. This card though.
This card is disgusting.
This card is gross.
So I saw Ethan post this in our EDH and I was like, this is probably one of the most messed up cards I've ever seen. One, this will be an EDH like new staple. But why I think that this card is so crazy is because it reminds me of like the brokenness we already saw of like of how useful Mockingbird was.
Yeah.
Was that you didn't need to pay the X cost and you still get the creature. So
yes,
X blue legendary creature bird spirit. Flash, flying, vigilance. When Wan Shi Tong enters, put X 1/1 counters on him, then draw half X cards rounded down. Whenever an opponent searches their library, put a 1/1 counter on Wan Shi Tong and draw a card. It's a 1/1. So why I think this is crazy is like, right, even if you were playing in Modern,
yeah,
a deck that has blue in it, you could be holding up Counterspell. You could be holding up this. If your opponent goes, I'm going to fetch, flash this thing in,
yep.
It's now a flash, flying, vigilant, 2/2, and you drew a card for them just fetching their basic. That's crazy.
Yeah. Wait, hold on. Yes, exactly. Yes. Its interaction with fetch lines is why I think it's going to be good in Legacy. Yes, 100%.
Right. That's because
I just have to read the card again because I'm like, wait, is it really this broken?
Yes.
But the thing I like about it the most is like I want to play it as like a card in Delver, for what it does already, right? Like, could you imagine like Pioneer Spirits? It's a spirit, by the way.
Oh my gosh.
But
no, Marty, please.
We might actually get spirit stuff in Lorwyn too if we get more tribal stuff.
I used to hate Marty. I hated him because it was
spirits.
Yeah, it was at the time when I was playing Enigmatic before it got like really good, and he was my end boss.
Yeah,
he was playing spirits and Pioneer.
Nerd Rage or something.
Yeah. I was like, go to Nerd Rage events, and he faced me in the finals for a win-a-box and like beat me on spirits like because he like just had it. Yes. It was like I temp locked down.
Spirits was like such a bad matchup for Enigmatic.
Yeah, I was like, he temp locked down. I temp locked down. He countered it. Next turn, Supreme Verdict. He spell quellers it, and I lost. And then like the next time there was another energy, the first round of this like side event, me and Marty are playing, and I was like, and then I beat him one time, and it just felt like we had this back and forth.
Sure.
And then
Marty's like, I don't even know who you are.
No, he didn't. And on top of it, then it turns out he's like the nicest guy in the world.
Oh, Marty's
and I'm
amazing.
Like, yes. That's even worse. I can't even be mad at you. You're so cool.
Marty is very cool, man. For sure. I mean, a lot of the Flex Side guys are really cool. Let's be real.
For sure.
Marty is probably the nicest one. Shout out to Slater for calling me a pee pee poo poo head. Yeah, this card, Wan Shi Tong or whatever, the crazy owl librarian. If you watch the show, Avatar is so good. You should watch it if you haven't. But
I'm gonna try and watch it in preparation.
Have you seen it before ever?
Yeah, when I was a kid.
Oh, I was gonna say because the owl in like the library.
I don't remember it.
Oh, really?
Like I said, I watched it when I was like when it came out. Whatever, I was like 8. Yeah. So like I'd watch it on TV.
The owl is such a cool character because it guards this like library that's like the library of like I don't even know what to compare it to in real life, but it's like a lost wonder of the world.
Oh, cool!
And it's buried in the desert, but it has an entrance because the top of it is still like open. So the owl's like, yeah, this is my library. You can be in it, but if you read any of my knowledge here and you try to use it for anything violent, I'll never let you leave. Effectively. And the reason they're there is to find a weakness to use it against like the Fire Lord. And when they find it, the owl is like, they're like, oh, we can use this against the Fire Lord. And now the owl is like, great, I'm going to kill you all now. And then like just chases them around the library and then like buries it like further underground so that nobody can ever escape or use its knowledge again. They find the library with this like explorer who's like an archaeologist, and he's like, this place is like my dream, and like we gotta go, it's getting buried, like we gotta escape right now or we're trapped. And he's like, go without me, this is what I was made for, and like stays in the library to just read the books and to die. And I'm pretty sure you see his skeleton in the spin-off show Legend of Korra, like in the library. It's crazy. But that part I'm actually not sure because I didn't watch Legend of Korra, not the whole thing at least. But yeah, this owl is a fucking goated character. It's pretty cool.
Yeah,
and the card itself, kind of crazy.
It's crazy because
it's actually really cool that now that I think about it, the card itself has a really cool lore ability.
Right.
Like you're trying to get knowledge, like. Oh, shit. Oh, that's actually really cool. I love that.
Yeah.
But the card is, sick nasty. Because, like, even, like, if you don't do it in turn 2 and on the play and get them on a fetch, which now they might start fetching early to play around it, which is already value because of brainstorm and stuff like that. If you draw it late game, you're super happy to tap out. Like, let me see how many cards I can get. I'm back in the game.
Right, you just put in a huge threat and draw cards.
And it pitches to Force of Will, so you can play multiples.
This card is nuts.
Yeah, I think this card's crazy.
Well,
and it's a legendary creature. It'd be cool to kind of play a blue commander that draws cards deck. That's pretty original.
Well, and anything that stops people from searching is like already good in Commander. It doesn't stop them, but like it rewards you for them searching.
I agree. This feels like what Yu-Gi-Oh's version of like Maxi is, if you know what that is. Have you ever played Yu-Gi-Oh has like these cards called hand traps that are like creatures.
Yes.
That are like, oh, you're doing a thing. Do you want to keep doing it? Are you sure you want to keep doing that? And Maxi, he's the most like well-known one because his is if you special summon, I draw a card. So this is kind of like that because in Magic, tutoring is like one of the strongest things you could do. It's like, okay, you want to tutor? That's fine, but you're going to fill my hand up. Go. Kind of interesting. But yeah, like you said, searching is so prevalent. I definitely think it's going to be even more relevant in Commander because of the search mechanic. But its interaction with fetch lands will be interesting. I wonder how much that will matter for Modern. I definitely think for Legacy, this kind of card goes crazy. Vigilance is also really powerful.
Vigilance is very powerful.
Yeah. Jeez, what a cool card. That was the next one I wanted to talk about.
Got him.
The Badger Mole I think is really cool. I think that card is insane. Itself, if a deck can abuse that, well, I mean, we've seen a lot of blinking already, but if a deck can abuse that kind of ability, I think that will be high impact. I'm in the memes channel and not in the spoilers channel. I just saw a lot of weird stuff. Yeah, I don't know, man. Avatar just has some cool cards. And then we've already got a spoiler from like a while back that I think will be good in Legacy, which was Redirect Lightning. Let me see if I can look it up really quick. Redirect Lightning was one of the ones we got like months ago, if you remember. Like we got some early spoilers from Avatar. And I remember seeing that card before Spider-Man came out and going, Avatar's already better than Spider-Man.
Yeah.
But
I mean, after seeing just a couple cards, I agree. It's
so Redirect Lightning is 1 red pip. So it's kind of a 1-drop, but it says as an additional cost, you have to pay 5 life or 2 generic. So it's not really a 1-drop, but it kind of is because like 5 life isn't always something you're not willing to do for a powerful effect. And honestly, it could be a card that brings Death Shadow back if the 5 life puts you in like a good position. It says change the target spell or ability with a single target. So it's basically a misdirection, but it's red and it's a 1-drop. So like that is kind of cracked. Like think about just, for example, Belcher. Oh, no, you win, right? And so like just the fact that it's like such a good sideboard card and it's so cheap, I think that's gonna really matter. I think this is one of the Avatar cards that is like insta playable in Legacy.
Sure.
Like the owl, and will make a big impact. I think it'll get played in Modern as well, kind of like Spider Sense has been getting played.
Yeah.
And I think it's better than Spider Sense in a lot of ways because it's a 1-drop, but also like counter magic is good, but like the redirection can be even crazier sometimes. Because like let's say you counter Belcher, okay, you countered it, you're still not out of the woods. But if you target it to them, they're dead. Game's over. And so like if they go like kill your guy, misdirect, kill your guy instead, like that's like those are game-winning plays, right? So yeah. I think that this card is really cool and extremely flavorful. Like Avatar is killing it on flavor versus what the card does. You got another one?
I have one last one.
Let's go with the last one and then we'll just wrap up.
This is just a card that I thought would be cute for Commander.
Sure.
I saw it today and was like, oh, someone's going to do something fun with this.
Cute for Commander. We love that.
The Unlucky Cabbage Merchant.
Oh, no. He got a card?
Yeah.
I mean, we kind of knew he was going to get a card, but that's awesome.
1 and a green. When this creature enters, create a food token. Whenever you sacrifice a food, you may search your library for a basic land card and put it onto the battlefield tapped. If you search your library this way, put this creature on the bottom of its owner's library.
Oh.
Then shuffle.
Okay. I was about to say, huh? If it was just that first part without it going away, I was like, remember what I said earlier about Birthing Ritual and Samwise? Like, now we're talking. Like, this card's messed up.
But my thought was that, at least in Commander, if you have multiple foods out and have a way of sacking them, you just sack it, this trigger goes on the stack, sack another one, trigger goes on the stack. Before you shuffle them in, you just sack.
Yeah, does that work like that?
Right.
Because it just says put him away and shuffle, right? You don't have to, he doesn't have to be in play.
Right. So
you could maybe already do that in Samwise if your deck plays a lot of basics, but it's a 3-color deck, so.
You just sack the food before this ability finish resolving, right? You just sack, triggers on the stack, sack, triggers on the stack.
I wonder if that would be a Pioneer deck too, because like now that I'm brewing, I might as well brew for the dead format, but there was a deck in Legacy called Nick Fit back in the day. It's not really that playable now, but
this is Igra's best friend. Igra.
Oh yeah,
all creatures are foods.
Yes, exactly. But what I mean by that is Nick Fit. For those that don't know, it's an old Legacy deck. Basically, there's a card called Veteran Explorer. Pretty powerful, old creature, not in Modern, but it's a green 1-drop. If it dies, each player searches their deck for 2 basics. So you play the Veteran Explorer, and then you would like try to sack it right away to ramp yourself. And you just were banking on your deck being better than your opponent's, or them not having that many basics, because you just wanted to go crazy and start playing big, expensive cards. So you, in Legacy specifically, you abuse the fact that your opponent's deck is so cheap, and you're like something crazy, you know. Who knows? Siege Rhino, whatever big card you're playing. I'm wondering if this is the kind of card that could like, do something similar in Pioneer, where like you can't afford to play more basics because you don't have veg lands. So you're like doing like a cat combo, and you just have a bunch of food, and I don't know if you have like a Viscera Seer effect. I think there are some infinite sack effects in Pioneer now, where you're like sack the cat and get the food, and sack the cat and get the food in response to that guy on the stack or whatever, and then just like ramp 7 lands out or however many you can get as fast as possible, and then just like start casting like expensive green cards.
Yeah, well,
that'd be kind of cool.
With Scavenger's Talent, that was the one that says whenever you sacrifice a permanent, you like got to make a food. That was the Igra combo. It was Scavenger's Talent, Igra, cat.
Oh wow! Well,
that was with the old. That was like when Igra came out. That's a good point,
actually. Yeah. Well, we'll see what it looks like now, but I think that's definitely a card that could be doing some kind of broken stuff like that. That's what I mean. That's kind of what it reminds me of is Nick Fit, but it's really cool. The fact that it shovels itself away, though, thankfully, kind of balanced, because Samwise now can't just play like one copy and be like, "We're gonna crush you." Like they have to kind of build around if they want to use it.
Yeah.
I don't know if they will use that kind of card, but in theory they could.
But I think that at least it can do something cool with some more powerful cards.
Oh, for sure, and for better or for worse. There's a lot of stuff to do in Standard once they start banning stuff.
Yeah.
And Pioneer, if they ever want to treat it like a format again, if they ever want to give us some Pioneer RCQs.
Please don't get my hopes up.
I really feel like Pioneer, after they fix the format up with like some bans or whatever, will be an excellent format again. I mean, it's still pretty fun, but I think once it's a format again, we'll find some broken decks that need to get taken care of. Who knows if Unholy Annex is too good? Who knows if Phoenix is too good? Nobody, because nobody fucking plays the format besides the 20 guys on Moto and my 6 Pioneer soldiers every week. But yeah, there's not enough data to know if anything's broken.
Yeah, I had so much fun playing Pioneer today, especially like I played blue-white and like brought black blue-white, and like it's really fun for me because I can use all my Doctor Who cards because they're actually playable, like Farewell and Deserted Beach and all that.
So cool.
But even more so, like as I was building the deck, the land base is so much better. I'm not playing irrigated farmlands anymore and like some other like bad tap lands because we've got Verges.
Yeah. Verges, Meticulous Archives.
Yeah. Like all
Hallowed Fountain, Deserted Beach, Hollow Storm Giants. So much better.
Yeah,
way better.
You only had to play 2 Restless Anchorages.
Yeah.
I was like, only 2? I don't have to play 4 anymore?
Well, I don't think you can afford to play 4.
Yeah.
Too many
Well, and the format's so fast with red.
So the format is very fast.
If
it slows down, they might switch to 4, but right now it's
because the old red deck that got banned out of Standard is the deck that is currently top of Pioneer.
Yes, it's very good. I'm sure there will be a Pioneer fan.
Just the same deck.
We do have better removal in Pioneer, so it's kind of manageable. We'll see. I think that's going to be the episode for us. It's been actually over 2 hours, so
it's been a long time, as you can tell.
Super long, like we always
Frankie's
do.
at least falling asleep over here.
I am extremely tired. I have to get up in 8 hours.
Oh no!
You too.
Yeah, I do. I've got work.
All right. Well, we're gonna wrap it up there, folks. Let us know what you think. Agree or disagree. Are you excited for Avatar? Next episode will be the pre-release episode for Avatar, and we'll let you know what we think will be good for your sealed pools and whether or not we think this draft format will be better than Spider-Man. I think
it's hard.
I think it'll be hard to not be.
Yeah.
Will it be better though than Final Fantasy, which I would argue is one of the best draft formats we've ever had? Edge of Eternity was pretty decent. Yeah, next time on Narrator Says the Thing. Yeah, so thanks for joining us. As always, like, comment, subscribe if you're on YouTube, helping us out. It really goes a long way. Shout out to the Patrons, as always, for everything and all the support. We really appreciate you guys. Shout out to MTG Chicago and our buddy Sal. He does editing for us, basically. He gets the podcast visible for you guys to see, and he does it really fast, which we appreciate. Shout out to Portsat Gaming for letting us record here and just being a cool shop, if I do say so myself.
Very cool.
And
very well.
shout outs to all the viewers for just being with us for the ride, especially if you are a subscriber and a like commenter. Shout outs to Nancy Steroids for the intro and outro music. Can't forget that one. And I think that's everybody.
That was it.
Awesome. All right. Well, we'll catch you guys next time when we talk about some Avatar spoilers and hopefully be less tired. And yeah, that's our show. Catch you next time.
Have a good one.
Peace.